Good evening, everybody. This is CmdrAleon, host of Encounters, the spiritual UFO talk show, number one talk show on social media and anywhere. Right. Welcome to the show, Rio Jess Park, Dreamers Paranormal. One Toyota, good to see you. Susan Mary, Lacey, good to see you. Gary Hass, welcome to the show. Everybody coming in there from all over the world, welcome to Encounters. We're on this morning. Fred Holloway, hey Harold, Randy Brumley, Mike Duval, JSYKS, I think it is, The Real Debbie. Good to have everybody with you. I know I see lots of people coming in here, so I'm just going to say a big hello to everybody coming into the show here. For new people coming to our show, this is, hey, John Connors, good to see you, brother. The show is a show dealing with the subject of UFOs, encounters, disclosure, and we have protocol. Over the year, I've learned I've had to have some sort of organized protocol, to keep out trolls and everything else that goes there. So, hey, good to see everybody in here. So here's how it works on the show. This is a actual talk show and not a TikTok show where people argue about whether the earth is flat, square, like a pencil. We don't do that here. So people ask me about flat earth stuff. This is not a show about flat earth or round earth or square earth. So there are other forums here on TikTok for that, where they jump on each other and do all that garbage. So this is Encounters. We don't talk about paranormal stuff. We're keeping that out of here. There's at least 3 or 4 or 5 different paranormal people on TikTok that go live. This is not a paranormal show. This is strictly focused on things related to people's visitations with, star people, space beings, like I said, UFO sighting reports, stories, and also disclosure information. And here's how it works. If you wish to be a guest on the show, you have to have at least minimum 200 followers, or else that's not my rules, that's TikTok's rules. And that'll give you at least audio capability. If you have 1,000 followers, you can go on audio and video on the show, which is great. And here are the rules of the show. First, no cursing, no foul language. We don't want any of that on here. Secondly, no drinking, no drugs, no vaping, no smoking of any sort on the show. If you have to smoke, drink, vape, or whatever, and you want to come on the show, then just do that stuff and don't come on the show or request to come on the show. We won't be on. You have to make a choice there. The other thing is you have to be over 18. That's a TikTok rule. And no kids on the show. No showing your kids on the screen. That's another no-no. So we try to keep the show as positive and uplifting as possible. Although, some people's experiences with extraterrestrials could be very varied. So that's different. But that's just because of the stories. So, I have very strong rules here. And it took me a while to figure them out. But I figured them out. And I'm making sure I stick to them. The things over the past year that I found happen that I don't think people realize it. They'll come on and vape or smoke, and they don't realize that can cause a problem for the host and for the ability to be live. So we're not going to jeopardize any of the good things we've done here. So we're making sure if you got to do any of those things, then you don't need to come on here and tell anything, because that's more important to you than your body, your health, your whatever. So that's that. The show is protected. We do a cosmic blessing on the show now all the time. We bless this show in the highest level of light. I asked the Ashtar Command, which I work with, to put a protection around our broadcasts and also protection to the whole perimeter of all our listenership, our viewership. And I do this because I'm able to do it. I have a ship about 10,000 feet above my location that's cloaked, one of my ships, and the tents are being radiating over 100-mile radius in all directions. And yes, Tusi, introduce yourself. So I want to do that. Tusi, very good. For people that are new here, I'm originally not from here. I am human, but I am from Mars. The Mars that you see in the sky, that Mars is an inhabited planet of 10 to 15 million inhabitants that live on the planet. The planet is teeming with life. the planet has a light blue atmosphere. There's oxygen on Mars. There used to be a point where there's problems with oxygen because of some technical things they were experimenting with a long, long time ago. But after so long, the atmosphere has regenerated itself, and it is a living planet with intelligent, spiritual people that live on it, just so you know. So that's where I come from. I work with the Ashtar Galactic Command. I'm a contactee since the 60s. I've had positive contact visually once when I was a kid. I've had numerous spaceship sightings since the 1960s. And I just recently, for new people, within my friend in Vermont, have found out that I have biological parents off planet that have finally are going to reconnect with me, and that will be soon in the next 2 to 3 months. Physically reconnect with me. Just to give you a background. So I've been on radio, on NPR Pacific Radio with the Ashtar Command Show for 21 years, every Sunday morning. So that show is live every Sunday morning. I do that show for 21 years. I've interviewed many different people on that show. And so there's a lot about me. I'm sort of like a cosmic book. When I say I'm a cosmic book, as you learned about the show, I can usually help people answer questions. I don't look for websites to get my answers, which are projected by other people's consciousness. I have my own consciousness. I get my information direct. I have my information on a cosmic galactic level. Everything I get is downloaded. I don't channel anything. And I'm a telepathic communicator with the space being called Manka for many, many years before there was any internet. He is with the Ashtar Command. And I'm going to be connecting shortly in the next few months physically on board a spaceship with my biological cosmic father and mother and sisters and brothers that are on board a spaceship. So this is my brief bio, just so you know who I am if you're new here. And this thing, you're wondering anything you have or any questions you have, certainly welcome to the show. We're glad that you found us. We're not like any other UFO discussion or agenda or anything. We are an actual talk show, a spiritual UFO talk show. We don't talk just about nuts and bolts. We don't care, whether the craft is made out of metal or not. It has nothing to do with the spaceship. It has to do with the intelligences that are coming here from other planetary systems. That's the way you have to look at. So if you say, I wish a UFO would come over to me, it's not a UFO that comes to you. It's the intelligences that are on the spaceship, or what you call the extraterrestrial UFO, that you're trying to communicate with. And we can get into a lot of that, what that means. Also, discernment is a very key thing. When you're having contact, you have to learn how to discern. That sounds like a song. You have to learn how to discern. I come up with a song for that. But anyway, you really do have to learn to discern. So there are people say, how come I've never had a UFO contact? It's not the UFO sighting that's important, folks, for those who have never had one. It's about being connected learning how to connect to Christ consciousness first, before you have any contacts with any non-terrestrial beings. You need to learn how to facilitate meditation, centering yourself, clearing everything out of your mind, and putting a bubble of Christed cosmic protection around your body, within you, without you, before you decide to have contact. And then you have to learn how to make contact with positive beings. And that goes for anyone out there that's interested in this. You have to learn how to do that. You can't say, I just want to have any contact I want. I just want to actually have a contact with somebody. That's not the way it works. There's a disciplined rule that I go by, that I teach. We're in a Contact for Extraterrestrial Intelligence. We are co-coordinator of a C5 group here in the United States. And we're holding 2 different C5 activities here in April. One in a town nearby. The other one is going to be a bigger event in Ledyard that Grace has put together. And if she's on, I'll have her talk about it tonight as well. So there's a lot of things that go into knowing what you're doing, how you're doing it, who you're contacting. You really want to know what you're doing. So I've given you a little bit of a bio of who I am and how I do things. And I've been hosting this show on TikTok, I think it was towards the beginning of 2023. So when we talk about UFOs, unidentified flying objects, if I know they're spaceships, I won't call them UFOs, I'll call them spaceships. And you'll hear me say the word spaceship a lot more than UFO. But if it's really unidentified, I will say UFO. So welcome to the show, everybody. You got a little bit of a bio about who I am, what I do here, and I'm glad that you're finding us here. Please share and like. We want to get up to 100,000 likes tonight. We're at 3.2. We just started the show only moments ago after 11 o'clock, 11:06. To see, thank you for the paper crane. Also, and what I would say is I always encourage gifting during my show between now and by the time I leave the show at the end of the night. So if you decide you like what you see and you like what we're doing, if you have TikTok coins, do that. Also, I encourage you to go to my Venmo, which is on my bio. Just click the link to my Venmo and make a donation directly to my Venmo account. Okay. And also become a subscriber. We have 30 of 100 subscribers. Our goal there, by being a subscriber, we're raising money for night vision equipment for our New England Ashtar Command Contact Group, which has been around for over 11 years here in the United States. So you can do a number of things. You can do Venmo, subscribe. We have on our thing now 5 hats. So we're doing the hat thing with the mustache and our TikTok tonight. We're starting with 5 of those. And through the night, you can send a hat with a mustache during the show when you decide to do that. I'll leave that up to you. It's all unconditional. Josh Hammond says, I'm in a prime location for the Ellipse in Arkansas. Beautiful. PW Source says, have you been inside a ship? If I have, it's probably been when I'm sleeping. I just don't remember anything. But I can tell you, in the next 2 to 3 months, I'm going to be physically, the way I understand it, going on an Ashtar Command ship to meet my brothers and sisters, biological cosmic family, my father and my mother, who are off planet. That would be in the next 2 to 3 months. Hey, Chesno, greetings. Good to see you, brother. Okay, moderator Johnny of the Third Kind muted for this live. Why was Johnny of the Third Kind muted? Whoever muted Johnny of the Third Kind, is that my friend Johnny? Okay, let me go backwards here. Who did the muting? Thank you, Kristen, for the hat. Okay, Johnny should be still here. Johnny, you're still with us, right? Let me take a look here. Yeah, Johnny should be here. I muted someone. Oh, you muted someone. Okay. Okay, thank you, Johnny. I thought somebody muted you, man. You're good. You're good. Thank you. Thank you, Johnny. Same way with Johnny mute himself. You had me there for a moment, man. Good to have you with us. Thank you. We love Johnny. He's doing a great job as one of our moderators. And again, welcome to the show, everybody. So we are definitely going to do guest interviews tonight. And if you have a story to share, again, the rules are as follows. If you're just getting in here, we'll go over the rules really quick. No drinking, no vaping, no smoking, no drugs. If you're doing that, you do not come on here and you will not request to come on here and tell a story because you're doing all that stuff that's more important to you. Then this story is not more important to you. Do I believe the Bob Lazar story? Yes. I believe that he's telling the truth. I believe the government or some parts of the government wanted to wipe the information out. I think he's being honest. Over the years, I've followed his story, and I think he is telling the truth. I always have. Hey, Victoria, good evening. Good to see you. Thank you for the hat. I feel really good. My mustache looks good for a moment there. I should have that hat and mustache all the time. So, but yeah, I think he is telling the truth. I don't want to be live, but being Kristen, if you go live, you can talk about what you have experienced and you don't have to come on camera. You have enough to come on camera. But what's going on here? And you don't have to come on camera. You have enough to come on camera. But if, whoops, wow, what's going on here? My thing here. So we are back. Okay, my cell phone had 2% power on it. I have a cord hooked up to my cell phone to charge it up, and it wasn't plugged in correctly, and I went to 0%. I'm completely all right. It's just a technical thing. I had my plug. I had to replug the plug in for charging the phone up, and now 2%, and it'll continue to increase. So I'm not at 0%. So it was my little USB plug here. So we're gonna try to get back to. I think we had like 185 people on here before. Hopefully everyone comes back. We are here. And if you're just tuning in, welcome back to the show. We had a little technical thing. We were at 2% power, and we are back. So now, if I had gotten beamed up, I would have at least told you I was going to get beamed up, and I would have showed you the doorway to the spaceship if I was getting beamed up tonight. It's not happening tonight, but when it does happen, I will promise everybody out here, you will know that I'm getting not beamed up. I'm going to walk into the spaceship. So it won't be a beaming up thing. It's just going to be walking into the ship. Speaking of how that will be preceded. So again, welcome. This is Encounters. In case when after the show's recorded, I'm just saying this is Encounters because I'm going to put this on my Ashtar Command spaceship news channel. Yes, we had 200,000 likes last night, so we want to get up to at least 100,000 tonight, and we want to do some interviews. Hopefully everybody that, when I disappeared for a few minutes, will come back. Please share and like. Let's get the sharing going real heavily here. Let people know we're live here. We are here. We didn't disappear and just go off for the night. It was one of those things where my phone, I didn't look to see that it was at 1% or whatever it was, and I didn't have the USB plugged in. Okay. So hey, good to see you there, Clifford, the man with the white beard. Everybody coming in here, welcome to the show. This is Encounters. Good to have you with us. And hopefully we'll get up there again. We lost 1/3 of our audience after I went off there by accident. So hopefully that 1/3 will be zipping back in here. That was in here just a moment ago. And we're just going to wait to see. Hey, friends at Prairie, welcome to the show. And that's our friend April, who I'm working with Ashtar Command, and who I and her and a few other people will be in the next probably 2 or 3 months. Will be taken aboard the ship physically. And so she is a positive contactee in the most beautiful sense of the word, positive and contactee. She's a contactee directly with the Ashtar Command, with the angelic beings. She's been on the ship for the third time for 5 hours off planet, just to give you some background about April. And I'm going to be joining her and a few other people in the next 2 to 3 months that will be actually brought on the ship to get information to help everybody. Miss Lisa approved. We approve of you, Miss Lisa. That's a great name. Miss Lisa approved. So let's get everybody in here. Let's start sharing. I want everybody to share with anybody that you think should be here to this show. Any friends of yours that you think are cosmically open, spiritually open to what we're talking about. This is Encounters. Let them know about it. Hey, young Skywalker, good to see you. And it's good to see everybody here. So first thing is, with 90 people, if everybody shares with, a number of people that you feel would be benefiting from watching Encounters, share. Let them know about it. It's the positive domino effect. Jen R., hi, Commander. How are you feeling today? Did you have a good birthday? Yes, I stayed home. I've been feeling like just being home. I'm still healing physically my leg area that I pulled the muscle on, so I've been taking it easy. So it's a beautiful day outside. I did get out and get some fresh air, but I stayed home and I stayed secluded from the outside world. And it was really nice not to be going anywhere, seeing anybody, or going to do anything. I just pretty much stayed here, and it was good. So yeah, I had a beautiful day today. Dustin, thank you. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Thank you, young Sky. May the force be with All Star Family, Commander. Yes, may it be with All Star Family. Thank you, L1 and Z1. Thank you for that. And we'll see. Our numbers should go up. Usually we have over at least 100 people on here. When I zipped out of here by accident because of my low battery, it knocked me out. I had to go back in here and resume the broadcast. So we'll see what happens. Yaya, Spirit of the Garden. Hey, Yaya. Happy to be and see everyone. Good to see you, Yaya, and all the people coming in here. We do interviews here. I was going to say before this, I was going to bring somebody on here. I lost my 1% of power because I didn't have my phone charged up, which I usually do, but it is now operationally charging, even though it says 2%. I'm pretty sure it's going to stay and go up. Sometimes it's me 2021. Can you send another invitation? I got one earlier from you. Yeah, the computer, the TikTok sends the invitations out. So hopefully people will get invitations. Now we're getting close to 100. It should be, the algorithm should be making people aware I'm on here right now. The TikTok algorithm. I got my apple cider here for tonight's show. And because I've got my apple cider, we're doing good. Yeah, it's charging up. I'm at 3%, so that's good. Hey, Todd Boone, thank you for the smiley heart, the heart me. We appreciate that. And for those that didn't know, today I'm celebrating my birthday. All day today was my birthday on Earth. So I got some pretty cool things. I got some cool t-shirts. I got one t-shirt that's really cosmic, and I'm going to wear that tomorrow night on my show. I'll wear that so you can see it. And it's very, very cosmic. You will be happy to see me wear that shirt. It will brighten up. It will radiate so much light into the screen, you will have to put on sunglasses. Just kidding. But I'm getting ready to get some other things for my birthday. The Commander, as you know, I grow watermelons and strawberries and grapes primarily. And I am getting a greenhouse, I think, an indoor greenhouse I'll be using to get the seeds sowed in little cups and grow my watermelon plants. I grow organic watermelons. And when I go on the ship, I'm going to be trying what they call a pearl. The pearl is a watermelon. It's a tiny watermelon that our space people that I'm going to meet eat. They eat these little watermelons called a pearl. So I'm going to be tasting a pearl watermelon when I go on the spaceship. I am so excited to try that. April has tried the pearl watermelons, and she says they're very sweet. So I'm going to have I'm going to taste a lot of food. There's the people off planet in the ship. They are vegetarians in their living quarter ship. They grow their own vegetables and fruits, and it's all organic. So I'm going to hopefully learn a few things about how they grow things, which I'll take back to Earth with me to learn how to do that. I'm not a vegetarian, but I think after I go on the ship and I learn how they do things and taste their food, I might be more apt to try to get there. I think it would be something I would try to do, which would be a good thing. I just had pizza for dinner earlier tonight to celebrate the birthday. I had some pizza, and I am a pizza fanatic. So, but I think I can transfer my energy. When I go on the ship, I'm going to learn about how they grow their food, their vegetables and fruits. Johnny says, I had pizza too. Are you from space? TikTok division, yes. I am from space originally. I came here on mission to Earth. I chose to come here and have a biological human family experience, which I call it a biological human family experience, which most of you have had a biological human experience with family. You have a mother and father here on Earth. You have sisters and brothers. You might be the only child. You might have a grandmother, grandfather, what have you. So yes, I am from space. I'm fully conscious of my off-planet beingness, so to speak. I work with the Ashtar Galactic Command, which is the highest level of Christed conscious cosmic men and women and children from other planetary worlds beyond Earth. So yes, I'm from space. I'm on Earth. My location is Earth. My planetary system I came from before being here is the planet Mars. Mars, again, and I appreciate your questions too. TikTok division's asked me some really good questions. So on Mars, TikTok division, there's 10 to 15 million inhabitants on Mars, living on Mars right now. That is the origin of where I come from before coming to Earth. And again, I work with the positive spiritual space people. Liz, thank you for the hat. Spiritual space people from off planet. Any other questions you might have, please ask. You have some great questions. I appreciate it. Commander is from Mars. Yes, Alicia knows that. Yaya Spirit, thank you for the hat. And I feel like Raiders of the Lost Ark or whatever. I love that. Yeah, I was on Dr. Blitz's show. He didn't believe I had some top secret information about the moon. I found the photo, but I didn't have time. I wasn't able to get on the show. I went on Dr. Blitz. One time in a while, I go on Dr. Blitz's show. He knows who I am. He's heard of me. I went on there to try to show him, because he's talking about the moon. I was going to show him a top secret photo, which actually I have an actual photo on the lunar surface of the moon. There are 5 structures that are controlled by the Department of Defense. I have the photos that were given to me last year by our contact, Shai. And I have the photos. And it shows the 5 lunar buildings on the crater. 4 out of 5 of them at the time last year, in October of last year, were operational. There are actual humans in those facilities from Earth in 4 of the 5 lunar structures on the moon. As a matter of fact, I will show you a picture. I'll see if I can switch the pictures here and show you. Let me take a look here. Hold on a minute. I'm going to show you. I'm going to move my head off the screen for a minute. And I'm going to show you the pictures. Let me see if I could do this here. And then we'll go back to... Okay, I'm going to show you the pictures right here. So if you look on the top picture, look at the top picture. You can't see my hand, but look at the top photo and the bottom photo, which is, you'll see these little silver things. Look at the little silver dots, the lower one. Those are 5 structural buildings on Mars. Those were put there through a space program for the Department of Defense. It has nothing to do with NASA. And these are pictures that were given to me that were top secret. So on the moon, and wherever this is on the moon, there are 5 buildings, structural buildings, and 4 of the 5 are inhabited by people from our planet who are within top secret operations within the Pentagon. I want you to look at this. This is all top secrets. This is what I was going to show Dr. Blitz on his show today, but I didn't have the pictures at that time where I was able to locate them, and I found them. This is on the surface of the moon. This is an active base that has been put there through a secret space program of the Pentagon. Okay, keep looking. Look at the top photo and the bottom photo. This is all top secret information that nobody has. I have it. Okay, top secret. And Dr. Blitz was getting kind of funny. He says, well, if you have this, I'm breaking the law or something. If I have these pictures, I'm breaking the law. So I'm like laughing at myself. I'm laughing within myself and saying, only if he knew that I'm here to bust the matrix. I'm here about disclosure. He's more concerned about protecting the Pentagon And I'm here to show people information that is totally top secret. So this is on the moon. This is on the surface of the moon. This has nothing to do with the NASA. This has to do with the Pentagon, secret space program of the Pentagon. And these 5 lunar buildings were put there secretly, and 4 out of 5 at the time in October were being utilized by people that they've sent there from Earth that people don't even know about. Okay, I think you can see the top picture up here. I'm trying to point to it. In the bigger picture, it's a little bit fuzzy below there. You can see the structures. Okay. I'm going to go back to my screen. I'm going to go back to my original screen on effects here. So that's the pictures that are top secret. I hope you're able to see the pictures a little bit. And, you're most welcome, everybody. I believe everybody should know the truth. I'm hoping Shai will come back on our show and share with me more top secret information. I know I've seen her here once in a while, and I'm hoping she can divulge some more information with us. I know her icon. If she pops up in here, I'll see if she'll come back on and talk to us about other top secret cosmic things that are happening behind the scenes that our Pentagon is involved with in other parts of our areas that they know regarding non-terrestrial intelligence. Is time travel possible? I don't know. There's some people that are on TikTok that claim to be time travelers. I don't know that to be true. That's the only thing I kind of stay away from because I don't know. There could be the ability to time travel, and if it is, I've not seen it. But there are people on TikTok claiming to be time travelers. That's not really been too much of my focus. But once in a while, you'll see people with videos on here claiming that they're coming back and they're time travelers. Now, if they are, I don't know. I really don't, to be honest with you. But those are great questions. I just can't answer that. I've seen those videos. Interesting. Oh, yeah, I see. But TikTok, you know what? The good thing is I'm going to be wild. So expect the unexpected on this show. I know you're new to the show. Expect me to be very wild here. I'm gonna shake your belief system up, and everything you think is correct is going to be thrown out the window. That's why I'm glad you're asking me questions. So I do make wild claims because they're true. So I'm going to be as wild as I can be on my show. People know this. If I'm not wild on this show, then there's something wrong with me. So expect me to be cosmically wild. I'm going to blow your mind. By the time you get off this show tonight, you're going to have a lot to think about. Totally. So I'm glad you're here. I know you're not knocking me. I know that. That's why I love you, man. You're asking some great questions. And I know when you say I'm making wild claims, you're not knocking me at all. But that's what I do. That's what I do. But I'm glad you're there. And I know you're not knocking me at all. So I can read energy, and I know your brother not knocking me. So I appreciate everything you're asking, because you're asking questions that other people would like to ask, and you're asking them. So that's really a beautiful thing, Jim says, I've seen some time traveler videos. I've seen them too. And that's a good thing to have an open mind. Although there's people on this earth that have so closed a mind that they don't even understand what's going on around them. They don't even look at the stars. So open mind is a good thing. And I'm glad you have that, We're waiting patiently to hear. Teresa says, I'm open to thus Avia. I think it's Ava Ra. I think it's Ava. I think Ava 130. Hey, Ava 130. I'm open. Good to see everyone. But I'm very good critical thinker. Oh, it's good to be a critical thinker. In my work, I do a radio show on the subject of UFOs on NPR radio. I interview a lot of different people. I speak about. I've had a lot of years of experience in the subject. So, I've been a contactee since the '60s when I had my first contact. So for me, I'm a critical thinker depending what the issue is or what the subject is. In other places, not so critical. How did they break the firmament to get to the moon? If you believe in the firmament, which I don't believe in, that is something that has scientifically been stated by astronomical people. I taught people here on Earth that you can go anywhere you want. The only reason why we can't go anywhere we want is because we do have the ability, and I'll have to tell that story. We have the ability to go outside of Earth and back in 25 minutes. We have a secret space program where a rocket was lifted off with an Air Force pilot. We've done this over 20, 25 times already, have gone towards Jupiter and back in 25 minutes. This comes from last year when we had our contact on from the Department of Defense who explained what we did. They sent off rockets in the Midwest at a secret location. We have the technology to do that and then come back. We had some failures, I think 2 out of 25 flights within 25 minutes. But we have the ability to do that. It doesn't mean that we have the ability to travel the universe, but we have the ability to do that. Spaceships from other planets, to answer that question, come and go constantly. There is no blockage from going out of the Earth or coming into the Earth. That's a fantasy that some scientific person came up with years ago, or a group of people came up with on the internet, or whatever they did. But the truth is, if we become spiritually advanced, we'll become technically advanced to be able to come and go as we please. The only reason why we are limited to travel is because we don't have the advancement spiritually nor technically to do that. It has nothing to do with an invisible shield around our planet preventing us from going out of the Earth. We can go out of the Earth anytime we want. We are just not technically advanced to do that. Alicia, thank you. We love blowing people's minds. That's what we do here. Can you explain how they broke the firmament to get to the moon, to outer space? Well, they didn't have to break anything because I know there's people going to say, Commander, how could you say that? Because I don't come from Earth. The firmament doesn't even exist. In my consciousness, it doesn't exist. You can come and go as you wish, but you have to have the advanced knowledge of travel. If we had spaceships like our space brothers do, which we don't because we're not at that spiritual level, once we have that ability, then we can travel anywhere which we want. We can go to any planet, any solar system, any universe. But we haven't attained the ability to be even that advanced yet. We're not there yet. But usually when we get there, we can go and come as we please. Hey, Grace. I think Grace is here. I got to bring Grace up. Is she here? I think Grace is here somewhere. I see her name popping in here. TikTok is kind of weird. Hey, I thought she's here. Unless I am totally... Grace, if you're here, let me know. Because TikTok shows your profile, but I don't know if you're here or not here. But no, I'm glad TikTok's asking questions. That'll help. It's always great to ask questions. You get to learn a little bit from the commander. So it's a good thing. I welcome all questions from people. That's how they learn. Good to have everybody in here. And again, we will interview people that have had experiences with encounters of space people. If you've had any recent sightings, we want to know about it. Any disclosure information, if you're working within and you have high security clearance and you wish to disclose stuff anonymously on the show, you're welcome to do so. These are the rules of the show. To come on live, there are like a number of rules here, one of which is no smoking, no drugs, drinking, or vaping. That's a no-no. I will not put anybody on who's doing that. If that's more important to you, then you don't need to tell your story. Number 2, you have to be over 18, no kids on the screen. Number 3, no foul language. We don't want any of that stuff. We try to keep it positive here in terms of the professionalism of the program. And is there anything else I'm leaving out? I think I am somehow, but yeah, those are really the main things, okay? Other than that, we try to keep things very, very positive. So we're glad to have everybody on here. Brandy, grand evening. Happy Earth Day blessings. And also, yeah, no paranormal. That's the other thing. Thank you, Johnny. I know there are people that come here thinking they're going to talk paranormal. We don't do any paranormal. I've seen the other TikToks, like scanning them. There's like 5 or 6 people on TikTok that do nothing but paranormal. We don't do anything paranormal. We don't want to talk about ghosts or any of that stuff. We keep that all out of the program here. Just strictly related to spiritual UFO areas. Like I said, visitations, contacts, crop circles. You can talk about fairies. You can talk about, you can talk about Bigfoot, those things. Okay, just so you know what we do. Remote viewing, absolutely. That's something interesting related to the non-Earth thing. Remote viewing is definitely possible. I've had 3 encounters with Greys, 2 with reptilians, and Elohim since I was a kid. Interesting. Well, you seem to have had a mixed encounter of different types of beings. So the question would be rainbow depth. Starseed, yes. Starseed, we talked about starseeds. I've also met time travel and a person who can levitate. Interesting. Let's see. Can we get you on here? You have 879 followers. If you wish to come on here, I'm going to have you as my first guest. I think this is interesting. I'm also going to give you some guidance about some of the beings you're in contact with that I'm going to suggest that you decontact. That will be the Greys and the Reptilians. I'm going to show you how to disconnect from those two. The Elohim, most definitely higher vibrational frequency. The other two, not so much. Let's see here. We'll see if they come in. Jump me and I'll tell you my story. ALEJANNDRO. Can you give me an idea what your story is first? And then I'd be happy to bring you on here. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself, what your story is? Hey, thank you, Paul. Can you tell me what your story would be about? Hey, Paul, thank you for the roses. I saw one. Can you explain what you mean when you say you saw one? Can you go a little bit more into what you saw when you? And I'll put you on here. I just want to get a little bit more of a background. And you're watching Encounters. I was 11. Are you talking about you saw a spaceship or UFO? Can you kind of explain that a little bit more? A spaceship. Okay, we're going to bring you on here, I think. Oh, yeah. You have 1,328. We're going to bring you on here. And again, I think it's Alex Manta. We're going to bring you on here. No vaping, no smoking. Again, just to let you know, as you're going to be coming on here, no drinking, no drugs, no foul language. And other than that, we're going to bring you on here as a guest. And you have to be over 18. I think we.
Hi.
And my screen again went dark. It happens. It's something with my TikTok. Welcome to the show.
Hi, how you doing?
Good, good. And can
I
you tell us a little
when
bit
I
about yourself?
when I was 11, when I was 11 years old, I'm now
Are you
53.
there?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Okay, headphones on here. Okay, I got you.
Yeah,
I
can
can
you
hear you
hear?
now. I had a little problem with the headphones, but go ahead.
Actually,
Yeah.
when I was 11 years old, um, my auntie, I was raised in my country. Back in 1984, 83, I saw
Mm-hmm.
a spaceship which was colorful from the bottom. It was
Mm-hmm.
really dark, dark. It was at 3 a.m. in the morning, and ever since then, I didn't even know what it was
Mm-hmm.
until I saw it. Eh, it was pretty big, pretty
And
big.
what country is
El
this from?
Salvador, El Salvador,
El
El Salvador.
Salvador. Okay.
Yeah, I saw it there. I saw it. 'Cause my auntie woke me up. She said, "Look at this, look at this, look at this," and I was like, And I woke up and I went outside to the back, and it was like hovering, like kind of smooth, but it was different colors on the bottom,
Mm-hmm.
different colors, different colors.
How and how close was this ship to where you were at ground level?
About maybe 200 meters.
What would that be in, for those that don't know what 200 meters is? Is that like 1,000 feet above you, 500 feet above you in the sky, or
I would say about 200 meters, 500 meters.
okay?
Yeah, it was pretty wild. Uh, I was pretty young at that age. I would
Mm-hmm.
just look at the lights up,
Mm-hmm.
and it was just hovering smoothly. It was so vivid. I
Mm-hmm.
couldn't even believe it. I ever since that I have never seen anything like it.
How long did you watch the ship for as a kid when you were looking at it? It was
I would
hovering, obviously.
say about maybe 5 minutes tops.
5 minutes. Well, that's a long
Yeah,
time. five
yeah,
minutes.
5 minutes tops.
Wow.
The light was pretty bright, the middle one,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
around it was different lights, different colors. Blue, the most that I could see, blue,
Yes.
green,
Wow.
blue, green,
Mm-hmm.
and just a bright white.
Right. And how did you feel when you were watching it? Did you feel a sense of wow? Did you feel like they were like connecting with you? When I hear these stories for a 5 minute
Not
viewer of a hovering
nothing.
spaceship,
I didn't feel anything. It was just like uh, my auntie said, "Oh, those are the she told me those are the demons that come from the sky."
well, yes, your auntie told you that.
In
It
Spanish,
sounds
of course. It was,
right.
everything was in Spanish. We're like, oh man. And I
And
looked at them.
one of our viewers, when he's saying, did you sense you were being watched? Like, did you like some people say I had these sightings, like your story, they'll sense that they had a 10 minute sighting. It was just there, the ship was there watching them. And that do you think you were being observed at that point? Or do you even think about that?
No, 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 because I was under a roof.
Oh, you're under a
But
roof. Okay.
I was under and then coming outside, looking
Hmm.
behind under a tree, and I will come to a point where I could see a very, very, very light, very, very like vivid.
Hmm.
It was like the backyard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
We had no fences in those times. We had no
Hmm.
fences or anything like it, but it
Hmm.
was like vivid. And the moon, I remember the moon was so bright,
Hmm.
and even though at that time it was like three something in the morning, it was like 3 in the morning, it was like three something in the morning. Because she
Hmm.
used to wake up at three something in the morning. She used to wake up at that time. She used to go to sleep at 4 or 5 o'clock at night.
Wow.
Because in my country, 5:30 is dark already. It's getting dark,
5:30 is
really
dark.
dark.
Okay. Was the
And
was the was the craft over? One of my moderators,
just
Johnny,
just
was it
just
over
the
the
one
house?
you have in the background,
Yeah.
just like that,
Really?
just just like that. But it had hundreds of lights around it, hundreds of
Hundreds of
lights,
lights. Oh my
blue,
God.
blue, blue color, green, green, blue, and white.
Wow. And then it had other colors, other lights below those lights, correct?
The middle one was so bright. The
The
middle
middle light,
one, the
like in
middle
my
one
picture
was
here.
white, like white, right, really
Okay.
white,
Interesting.
and it was just like hovering. Uh, it was just so amazing. Ever since I saw that, I didn't even know what was that. So it
Yeah.
was really
And what year was this when you were a kid? What year was this? Do you know?
1983.
So you were a kid in 1983. How old were you?
I'm 53.
53. Okay.
53.
Interesting. And this is in just like people know, this was in El Salvador in
Exactly. Close
1983.
to I used to live maybe 25 kilometers, which is about
Uh-huh.
10.5 miles from a volcano.
Really? You were near a volcano. That's even
Yeah,
interesting. Let me ask
I
you a
was.
question. The volcano, did you ever see any UFOs going from or at the volcano that you can
No,
remember?
I saw
Okay.
erupted. I don't remember how many years ago. I saw
Mm-hmm.
erupted many years ago. Uh, I did when I was 23, when
Mm-hmm.
22, I
Mm-hmm.
went up to the volcano all the way to the top.
Wow.
Yeah, it took me like 14 hours to get up there.
What was it like
Uh,
on top of the volcano? I think everybody would like to know that in
it's
my viewership.
it's different, especially that one. You have to be really careful
Mm-hmm.
because you could fall. And now I'm at my age. I am afraid of heights because I will
You're
almost
afraid of heights.
yeah, because I almost fell.
But you weren't afraid when you were a kid. You just like went up
No,
there and you
yeah,
had adventurous
but 20
attitude. You went up to
but
the top of the
22,
volcano.
I was young and eager
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
the whole shebang. But I am so afraid right now of
Right.
heights, of height. Even
Okay.
though if I'm in a
And that's okay
plane, I'm
too.
fine. So, you know,
In the plane, you're fine. But
I'm fine.
if you're going up the volcano, it's a different story. Like, was there a trail you went up to the top of the volcano, or what did you do?
I went on all the way to the top. All the way to the top. It took me really long time, almost 14 hours to get up there,
14
and
hours. Wow.
8 hours to come down. Because 8 hours to come down, it was easier.
Oh,
So
yeah. When
they
you're
say
coming
that
down, yeah,
listen,
it'd be easier. Yeah.
if you go up, you have to use at least two,
Right.
three pairs of pants. You
Okay.
have to use them
Wow.
because of the rocks and everything. But when you're coming down, it's just fine. It's just
Mm.
you know.
Someone's asking a question. Do you call them UFOs when you see them so close? If that's for me or for my guests, I will say that no, I don't call them UFOs. If they're close and I can define it, then it's a spaceship. If it's all the way up in the atmosphere, it's a UFO in terms of not being able to identify what it is.
Yeah.
But if it's up close and I can identify that as a spaceship, then I don't call it a UFO. That's a good question. Did you look at it as a spaceship? Would you sort? Did you look at it as a spaceship or a UFO?
I would look at it as a UFO.
But did it look like a spaceship at all? I mean, when I say spaceship, did it have the design of what we call a non-terrestrial craft? Like it wasn't an airplane. It was
Non-terrestrial. There was no such a thing as as soon as it went to like 5 minutes, it started disappearing. It
it
started just
disappeared.
going like it disappeared.
Now, when it disappeared, how did it disappear? I think this is fascinating. When it was starting to disappear, did it just like some of these spaceships or whatever, they're gone. Did
They're
it
gone.
fade out of your
They
vision or was
they
it just
fed out.
gone?
Yeah,
It
they
was
fed
gone.
out of my vision. They fade out.
Okay.
It
It
was
faded out.
yeah.
Interesting. So
That
in your case, it faded out. It didn't just take off.
no, it didn't. I didn't see anything like flares or anything like taking
Really?
off.
Yeah.
It was just it faded out after certain like 5 minutes. It just
5 minutes.
smoothed it to the darkness because it was 3 o'clock in
Yeah,
the
no, I
morning.
think that's fascinating the way you're describing it. 3 in the morning, yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Someone's saying they are betting. Alicia says if you meditated, you can reconnect with them. Have you ever tried to do you know how to meditate?
I I do. I have an illness. I have an illness. It's called
You have an
tinnitus.
illness.
Tinnitus. You know what that is?
Oh, tinnitus. Okay. Yes, I
Yeah,
knew. I do know what that is.
it's like buzzing in the ears, both.
Yes, I know what that is.
Yeah, I have
I
that
know what
thing
that
is
is.
that I have the gift of knowing what's gonna happen with me in the future. Ever since that happened,
Interesting.
it's like I know what's gonna happen, like I dream it, what's gonna happen, and I prepare myself. Even though I prepare myself what's gonna happen.
Interesting. Hey, Starcy Booty, thank you.
it's kind of weird. It's
Well, how would you like to
it,
reconnect with the space people that connected with you in that spaceship? Obviously, they were there for you, and so what they were at, my viewer was asking, and I'm going to suggest that I do this in my workshops, meditation, how to meditate and refocus on that ship. You remember what the ship looked like. All you've got to do is put the image of that craft in front of you,
I
and
I dreamed of them. I dreamed what? I dreamed in the year 2001, no, 2000,
hmm
year 2000. I dreamed.
hmm
I had a dream of them. They,
you had a dream of them. What did they
yeah,
look like, by the way? You dreamed of them.
uh,
What did they look like?
beautiful.
They
Not,
look beautiful, right?
not what the big eyes and the gray looking like that. No, they had a little tiny bigger ears,
hmm
white. One of them was black,
hmm
but the color of the hair was blonde and long. All of them.
Blonde
All of
and
them
long.
had long hairs.
Yes. Yes.
Long
See,
hair,
I'm.
and they looked beautiful. Really, 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 really
Yes.
white. Really white. And their
You.
eyes were beautiful.
Mm,
And I had a dream about them. I had a dream
mm,
which it was like celestial dream.
yes. So you're already they're connecting with you in the dream state. You need to just reconnect with them, brother, because you're meant to connect with them. You're connected with them. Your story now I can read it better. You need to reconnect with them. You need to meditate on a daily basis when you can, and connect with the images of them and say, "I wish to connect with you regularly. I know you came because I am connected with you on, you're part of my star family. I'm part of your star family. Ask them who their names are, reconnect with them. You're supposed to connect with them. I'm getting that right now. I do read energy from people's stories. I do this on my show. If you're new to the show, I'm getting the highest level of consciousness here that, thank you. You need to definitely connect with them. Are you willing to do that?
It is. ah, There was one time. There was one time
It's not
after
different.
that. There was
Yeah.
one dream that I had. It
hmm
was like telepathically, telepathically,
Yeah. Yep.
talking to a person, but
Yes.
only like that. And I
You're
would
open.
ask,
You have the ability to do it. Go ahead.
but
Continue.
I haven't developed that. I haven't.
But
I
you have
haven't.
the ability. You've already developed it. The reason why you're able to
But I
communicate
don't
them,
know how. How? How?
you did it
Because
naturally. How'd you
sometimes
do it the last time? You just did it.
it was like me. I had
hmm
a laughter with them, which was three. I saw three of them. Two of them were
Three of them. hmm
white males, and
hmm
another black male. But the black male had blonde hair,
Okay.
which was, like we figure that the black people only have black hair, but no, not him. It
And
was
then no, also realize
long,
you're looking at space
not
people that
not
are different.
long hair. I'm talking about
Right.
maybe a little below, like maybe 5 inches, 6 inches
Okay.
below their neck.
hmm
The end of the neck, the bottom,
Yes.
not long necks. I mean, long
Yes.
hair, but
Right. Right. Right.
like that. And the black one was his skin was I saw it was so solid, like
hmm
solid, solid black, like not black, but kind of like brown.
Okay.
Like looking at brown, but
Yeah.
bright, and it was one of the dreams that I have
hmm
never asked. After that, I never asked about what was that. No.
Right. but I'm getting. You need to listen to me. You don't have to do this. I'm suggesting very much you need to do this. You should do this. You should not be afraid to make the connection again. You need to reconnect. You're connected with them. You have a mission on earth that's connected with them. The reason why you have the abilities you have, because you're connected from that level of planet in your DNA encodements in your body. Were given that at birth when you were a kid. What you need to do is take time to meditate and just remember who they are. Say to yourself, I am a Christed being of light, not from earth. I wish to reconnect with you. And envision the ship in your meditations, envision them in your meditations. They are waiting for you to reconnect with them.
Hmm.
So there, it's like you need to not be afraid to do this, brother, because they are your star family. You are connected with them. Do you understand that?
That is one of the things that I am afraid to
Oh, don't be afraid. Don't be
people
afraid to do
to
it.
come back and say, Listen, I'm here," or I am afraid of that
Yeah, you have
connecting
to get rid of
again.
you have to get rid of the fear. You have to get rid of the fear. The fear is from the mental process. The fear comes from the mental mind of our 3D mind. If you go into your inner self, your higher self, there's no fear in your higher self. Do you know what the higher self is?
No, no.
The higher self is your spirit, is what they call the soul. Well, I call it the higher self. The higher self has no fear. The mind has fear. The mind creates fear. It doesn't necessarily mean that the fear is correct, but the mind creates it, even if it's an illusionary fear, a fear that doesn't really exist, that's not real. So you need to throw the fear out. You need to tell yourself, fear, stay out of my consciousness. You have a self talk to yourself, say, okay, fear, okay, mind, stop doing this. And then when you tell it to stop, it will stop. You have to be firm and control yourself. You can control your mind. The mind does not control you. Once you control your mind, there is no fear. You have nothing to fear because these beings, as you stated before, are beautiful beings of light, and you're connected with them. So I'm suggesting very strongly, make the connection. Don't be afraid to make the connection because they're waiting for you to reconnect right now. You really need to reconnect with them, brother.
Hmm.
You're going to do yourself a disservice if you don't do it. You're going to go for the rest of your life wondering, why didn't I do this when he told me to do this? You're going to
Hmm.
look back and say, I should have done this. You have nothing to
Yeah,
fear. Do you
yeah. I
understand?
think that I have to do something about.
Well, that's what you need to
It
do.
was so many years. It was so many years ago, and
Makes no
I
difference.
always know, and I always ask myself, I'm like, why did I dream something like that? Even though you know I saw what I saw.
Right. But
Uh,
if you keep reflecting back on why didn't I do it? Why didn't I do this? There's always a lot of things we go back in our lives and say, why didn't I do this? Why didn't I do that? I could have done that. In this case, what you didn't do, you can do. There's no like going back and saying, well, no, I can't do it anymore. They're waiting for you to make contact. That's what I'm getting. I'm reading the energy really strongly here. Make contact, reconnect in Christ consciousness, in positive consciousness. I will guarantee you, if you'll take my advice,
mm,
the next time you come on this show, you say, brother, you'll say, Commander, I did what you said. I'm having beautiful contact with them, and you'll see a big difference if you do it. That's up to you. Now my cat's talking
mhm.
because she's going to probably come in here and want to go on the show.
All right.
But if you do that, I really want to see what happens here. Here she
I'll,
is. You want to come?
as soon as that happens, I will let you know. I'll come
Absolutely. And
and
take your time with it. It's no rush,
yeah.
but take your time doing it. Meditate, focus. I guarantee you'll have the most beautiful story to share on your next journey with us here on the show,
All right.
without a question.
All right.
All right.
All right. Thanks,
And how do you pronounce your name? Alejandro?
Alejandro.
Alejandro. Okay, I'm sorry about that.
My name is
Alejandro is my
Alex,
guest.
but my name is
Alex,
Alex,
I'll say Alex for short.
but
Yeah.
yeah, Alex, but in you call it Alejandro.
Alejandro or Alex. And are you in El Salvador still, or are you in the United
And
States?
United States.
Oh, great. But you were from El Salvador. That was a great
Yeah.
story, everybody. Everybody thank Alejandro, Alex for being on the show. It's been a pleasure having you here. A
Thanks.
great story. Thank
Thanks
you
a
so
lot.
much
I
for sharing.
always follow you since the day that you started.
Really? Had no
Yeah,
idea.
but it was the time, and I said, well, I should speak to him. I
Well, I'm
should
glad
speak
you
to
came
him.
up here, man. I was able to help you out hopefully a little
Many,
bit tonight too.
many people do not believe in UFOs.
Oh, there's a
Many.
lot more people now than there were 30 years ago.
Look,
More people now believe in
an,
UFOs than they did 30
yeah,
years ago. Absolutely.
another thing I would say that time travelers, I do believe in time travelers,
Okay.
but there is a but. If
Right.
I was a time traveler, I will not open my mouth.
And I don't know if I believe in the time travelers or not. I just see a lot of videos on TikTok, and I'd like to find out more about some of these people that are claiming they're time travelers. But it's not a
Mm,
subject I've really gotten into too much. I pretty much stay away from it.
yeah, like if I was a time traveler, I will not open my mouth.
Right.
There's not such a thing as that.
Yeah.
But I do, and I believe in 100% that there are other beings uh, visiting us.
Well, yeah. Well, you had experiences with them, so you have to believe after your experiences. Of course,
Yeah,
you should
after
believe.
that, but not many people do. They think that
Oh,
you are crazy. Every time that I
not
say
any.
something like that, and I
Yeah.
laugh
Yeah.
about it, I say,
Yeah.
yeah, I've seen something like that.
You.
And they're like,
So,
ah, yeah, whatever,
yeah.
whatever.
Maybe I don't know what people you're speaking with, but I know 30 years ago, maybe, or 40 years ago, people might think you were crazy. But I'm going with the Pentagon coming out about UFOs. The majority of people around the world will think you're not crazy. 30 years ago, maybe some of the people you're dealing with in the community that you know think that it's not real. But I can tell you on this show, most everybody knows or has experiences or have seen UFOs. And the majority of the people on the earth, I think, are more open to it than they were 30 years ago. But
Yeah,
you're right. You might have some
I, I,
local people that are like that.
I do follow you already. If you follow
Yeah.
me, I will give you the name, exactly the name of a town,
Yeah.
exactly the name of a town in Panama.
In Panama,
Yeah, in Panama. I will give you exact coordinates of
hmm
where they land.
where the spaceships land in Panama.
Exactly.
And how did you know about that? Now, you just brought
Because
that
of
up.
my wife.
Your wife.
Yeah, my
And
wife
what does
was
your wife have to
born.
do with that?
My wife was born in Honduras,
Okay.
and she went into Panama because of family, and all that stuff. She was raised until the age of like teenage age.
hmm hmm
Ah, and she will always tell me about a story about her siblings,
hmm
looking out into that specific hill that they land,
It's a
and
hill in Panama
they
where the
stay
spaceships land.
exactly. I will give you the exact coordinates of
Okay.
where they land.
I'd like to see
Almost
that
every day. Almost
every
every day.
day.
They are invisible.
Do
No,
you
no
think?
radar detection,
Yeah.
not anything like it.
Do you
But
think it's? Do you think they have a space base in that
it is
location?
not a space program there. It is nothing like that. But they do land
Right.
there.
They
I will
land
give
there.
you the exact mountain where they land.
I would like to know
I
that.
I haven't traveled there. I did went a few years back, but I only went like to the airport, and then
Yeah.
I did onboard into another back to my country, El
Yeah.
Salvador. I flew from here to Panama,
hmm
Panama to El Salvador.
Yeah.
It was just a few hours there, but
hmm
I will give you the exact coordinates of where they land.
Very good. I'd love to
I'll
hear.
have to
Is your
find.
does your wife does your wife speak English?
Yes, she does.
Would she be able to come on one night and tell us her story?
She would, but she's kind of shy.
She's
She's
kind of shy.
really, yeah, she's
All right.
shy, as
All right.
you wouldn't
We'll leave
believe.
that alone.
But I will ask her exactly because it's very, very, very close to where her family is
Yeah.
in Panama. There is a
Okay.
site there. There is a mountain there that they always come down.
Hmm.
Always.
So is it possible? And again, I know a lot about these subject areas with the mountains and so forth. Is it possible that there's an invisible base inside the mountain?
Mm, she hasn't said
I said
anything like it.
possible.
She laughs about it. She
She
laughs and
laughs
you were
about it.
like, haha. And then we're like, hey, tell me, tell me, tell me. And then she goes, she laughs about it, and she's
Yeah.
like, no, no, not right now, blah blah blah, you
Not
know.
right now. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Interesting.
but I will try to persuade her
Yeah.
into telling me
I'd
exactly
love to hear a
where it is.
story. Yeah.
It's kind of like a weird name. It is a
Yeah.
weird name. It's like has a lot of R's on it. The
I'd
name
love to
of
hear
the
about that.
it has a lot of the place the mountain has a lot of
Yeah.
R's in it. The name
A lot of
of the
R's in it.
mountain, yeah, a lot of R's in
Well,
it.
when you send me the information of the coordinates, I'll look that up. It's
Yeah,
very interesting,
yeah, just
Alex.
follow me so that way I can DM you and I'll give you the coordinates of it.
All right.
And I
Again,
would
thank
love to travel there. I would love to. I mean,
if
I'm
you
a U.S.
travel there, you can
I'm a
you
U.S.
can be you
citizen.
can be our
I'm a
you can
U.S.
be our
citizen.
UFO.
I am a U.S. citizen now, so I
You
can
you can
travel
be our
anywhere.
you can be our UFO reporter on that mountain when the spaceships land.
Yeah,
How you like that?
I am traveling next year, 25. I'm
Okay.
traveling like 4 weeks vacation, which is gonna be
Yeah.
El Salvador, Honduras, and Panama,
Okay.
which
Mm-hmm.
is gonna be like three, three, three countries. But
Uh-huh.
I am going there, and I told her, Listen, I want to go there, and I want to go to the mountain where if they think
If they
if they
if the
can
ships
take me,
yes.
another thing I will tell you.
Well,
That
you
I
need to
don't
connect
believe, that I don't believe, I don't
you
believe
need
that they
you need
take
you
people
need
from
you
here.
need you need to connect with your space people that you told me your story about before you go there and
One
make a
of the things
rendezvous.
that they told me, one of the things I remember, what they told me is that,
Hmm.
because at that time I said, hey, why don't you take me? Take me.
Yeah.
And one of the things that, they told me, they wouldn't speak. They would just
Yeah.
look, stare, only
Hmm.
look and stare,
Yeah.
and say, one of the things that we cannot take you there is because when you come back, it's gonna be many, 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 many years ahead.
Who said that the space people told you
Yeah,
this?
yeah, the dream
Oh, in
that
your
I
dream,
had
they said it'd be many years
the contact that I had with those beings, the
with
contact,
those particular beings. Yes,
I particular beings, the three beings, I asked them if they could take me. And they say no, because
you
when you come
did.
back, there will be nothing here. There will be not your generation, not your wife, not anything, not
You'd
anything at
be
all.
in a future planet Earth, basically, is what they were telling you.
There will be nothing here. That's what they told me.
That's weird. When they say nothing here, can you elaborate on what you mean by that?
No
I
descendants,
mean, there's always
no
something, but
descendants, no, not grandkids, great
right? Well,
kids,
okay.
nothing like that.
You're going to be on a new Earth where there is none of that. You're going to have actually. You're going to a planet where
It will
you're.
be so many years that there
Mm-hmm.
will be nothing here left for you. That is one of
Oh,
the reasons that
interesting.
that we cannot take you. Because I
Oh,
asked
interesting.
them,
That's
which
interesting.
is in my dream, I dreamed of them, which is weird. How am I
Yeah.
going to dream of somebody so blonde, like
Hmm.
gold color blonde, gold
Right.
hair, white?
Yeah, for you, I understand. Yaya Spirit is saying, I understand. For you, in your specific contact, that most likely for you in your reality, that could be a truth, that you would not be able to go back to where you were before. So that for you, I think, is probably very specific for you. I believe
Those
that's absolutely.
those beings are
Hmm.
so beautiful, beautiful.
Hmm.
I mean, beautiful,
Hmm.
beautiful. Yeah, the ears, The ears were a little bit bigger than, like ours.
Would you say like an elf, like a like an elf seer, or
Mm,
something like that, or?
the ears weren't elf looking like.
Mm-hmm.
Not pointing, not pin, not at
Yeah.
the top, not pointing, not spiked, nothing like that. It was just like a little bit bigger. The ears
Mm-hmm.
were bigger. The
Mm-hmm.
beautiful they are is
Mm-hmm.
something is not.
And I think, Alex, too, that the reason why you can't go back to being where it was, because this, like I said before, when you were telling the story, this is your cosmic family. You come from another planetary system. So you would not be coming back to where you were. You'd be going forward to where you are. Does that make sense to you?
It
You have a
kind of,
biological
yeah,
family, and then
exactly.
you have a non-biological family.
Exactly that's what I was told from them, that if they
Yes.
take me, because I asked if they
Mm-hmm.
could take me away, they take me.
Yeah.
They say no, because when you come back, if we bring you
Yeah.
back, they said, if we bring you back, there will be nothing here.
Right. There won't be any biological family here anymore because you're
Nothing.
coming back
Nothing.
into the future. You're actually not coming back into the past. You're coming back to Earth in a current Earth frequency environment that is different from where you started. So you've actually quantum leaped into another Earth timeline where you don't have any more biological past family. Now you're in a galactic family of that current timeline.
There,
Do you understand?
he told me that it will be so many years that will go by,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that there will be nothing here left for you.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
nothing. There's nothing. Not nothing. I mean,
Well, definitely meditate, Alex, and reconnect with them because you're going to get more information if you do that. Obviously, you've gotten a lot. You shared a lot of information, believe it or not, just now that you just remembered being on the show. Very interesting. You need to meditate, man, and reconnect with them. I hope you'll do that.
I,
Really, I hope you will.
after I had a dream about that, I went into something like numbness in my heart. It was like
Hmm.
I would look at humans like nothing. I was like, and after that, I went into a called uh, yellow
Did you say
pad
yellow
meditation.
pad? Yellow pad meditation.
Yeah. Like I went into a hotel room in Santa Barbara, because I'm
Okay.
in Los Angeles, right? Santa
Yeah.
Barbara. I went in for 3 days. I went into a no television, no cellular
Mm-hmm.
phone,
Mm-hmm.
no news, no noise, no
Mm.
anything, just my yellow pad and me.
Mm-hmm.
And I started writing about that. But that yellow pad was stolen from me.
The yellow pad in the room.
Yeah, it was
What do you
stolen
mean?
from
What
me.
do you mean it was stolen? How could that possibly happen?
After I came back to Los Angeles, after a few days, it was stolen. It disappeared. I have no idea what happened. Um, I wrote about 150 songs in Spanish,
Hmm.
and they all disappear. Everything, my
Thank you,
yellow
Joyce,
pad
man.
disappear, which I will
Hmm.
always keep in my truck, or I will keep it with me inside the house.
And those songs on the pad, were those songs like dealing with space and stuff, or what were they dealing with?
It was dealing about humanity, dealing about what makes a human being uh, betray one another,
Hmm. Hmm.
and
And how long was it before the pad disappeared? This is interesting.
about a week.
Your pad that you were writing on disappeared in a week. Was that in the
I
hotel
wrote a
room or where was
pad
it?
like about 25, 26 pages.
26 pages.
Yeah, I think that at that time, it was like something telling me, listen, go away and start writing, right?
Hmm.
I
That's
think
probably
that
the space
our
people telling
human
you to
being,
do
yeah,
that.
I think that the human being has to take time for themselves.
Hmm.
We are born ourselves
Hmm.
and we live this planet by ourselves.
Did you? Someone's asking. Did the pencil or the pen that you were using with the paper on the pad? Did all of that disappear?
It was a blue pen.
Yeah. Did it disappear when the pad disappeared?
No, it was stolen.
It was stolen.
I think it was stolen
So the
because I couldn't
pad. You
find
think?
it. I
Okay.
couldn't.
So the pad and the. You think the whole thing was stolen? The
Yeah, the
pad
whole.
and the
Yeah,
pen.
exactly. The whole thing was stolen.
Okay. I'm
Uh,
asking these questions because I'm trying to think why would somebody want to do that to you? You know
it
that this
disappeared.
is this is
Yeah, which is kind of weird. I mean, after that, many ugly things happened to me.
hmm.
Like I'm talking about, I saw demons.
Yeah, I don't want to get into that too
Uh,
much. I
yeah,
want
I
to stay
know,
away
I
from all
know,
that.
I know.
I want to stay from it.
I know. It's really weird what
But I would
happened.
suggest now going away from that whole thing,
Hmm.
going back into 2024. You need to meditate in Christ in meditation, protect yourself always, so these things will never happen to you again. If you go into a Christed state of meditation and ask for the cosmic beings of the Christ to assist you, you can put a bubble of protection around wherever you go. And this way, if you surround yourself with Christed light, you will never have any negative ETs or beings come at you. Because I don't think you're versed in that. And being straight honest, even though you had the contact with the space people that were beautiful, it doesn't mean that you are surrounded by that Christed light to protect yourself from anything else. You need to do that in the future, starting now. And if you do that, you will not have any of those experiences. Understood?
Yeah, I understand that.
You got to do it, man. You just got to do it.
Yeah, beautiful.
Okay?
Cool.
All right, Alex. Thank you
All
so
right.
much for your story. Again,
We
Alex
are
over in the.
stars. Every one of us
Yes.
is a star.
Yep. Well, we
Yes,
call it
every
star
one of us.
seed or star seed.
Hmm.
But yeah, do all that stuff and protect yourself in the Christed light always, wherever you
Every
go.
yeah, we have a light inside of us, and we just have to correct it inside.
Oh,
The
there you go.
inside. All
All
right.
right.
Thanks a
Okay,
lot, then.
Alex.
All right, no
Thanks for
problem.
coming on, man. We appreciate it. And that was Alex in the United States from El Salvador. What a fascinating story. But what I always say is you always have to protect yourself. I don't always assume that everybody that has a good experience knows about Christed light or Christed protection, because then if they tell me they had an experience with positive beings and then all of a sudden they had a negative experience, they're not protected. If they're protected, they'll never ever, and that goes for anybody out there on this UFO show, you need to always learn how to protect yourself on this planet, with a Christed frequency of light within and without. And when you do that, you will not have anything negative happen with any lower vibrational beings or ETs or anything like that. That's really so crucial. When I hear stories like that, thank God I have the background doing workshops to teach people when I take them off planet how this works. Joe's, man, thank you for the finger heart. We appreciate it so much. I'm setting up a new gifting goal here, and I'm going to choose the one I want. Let's see here. I'm going to add a gifting goal here. I've learned how to do this now. This is pretty cool. And I'm going to set it up for 5. I don't know what I'm going to put here. I think we're going to go for the baseball cap. So we're using the baseball cap. I'm confirming 5 baseball caps that are available as TikTok gifts to me. So through the show, as you're watching it, I switch it to baseball caps. So if you decide to do a gift for me, it'll be a baseball cap. I have 5 baseball caps available. You can also Venmo me on my profile page. Go to the Venmo link, and you can do a direct gift of $5, $10, or $15 or whatever you want, and also become a subscriber to my TikTok. Thank you for the caps. Winnie, Kit Kat, thank you. Oh boy, everyone's doing the baseball cap. They're very good. Thank you so much. Oh, we just hit that goal. Holy mackerel! Did I just hit that? Yeah, yeah. Spirit just sent me a cap. Wow, thank you so much. As I'm just wow, that's great. I'm at 8% of my goal almost. So I have one more cap to go, and I'll be at 100% of my goal on the caps. So I'm learning how to use the TikTok thing. Rabbi, oh, thank you. Katie's sending me one. I just hit my goal. As I'm speaking, I'm going to set up another goal here. It's telling me to set up a goal. Now I've learned how to do this. I'm going to set up a new goal. Let's see here. Oh, this is great. I'm adding a new goal here as I'm talking. So I'm going to do is set up a goal for a thing called TikTok Universe. No, that's a lot of coins. I'll do the hanging heart, I think. We're going to do that. We'll set it up. We're going to set it up here. And we're going to set up for, we'll set it up for 8 of those. And we'll confirm 8 of the lights. Let's see, where are the lights here? Here we go. I just confirmed 8 of those hanging lights. I just set that up as my next goal. All right, so I got this up. I'm not going to deal with it anymore. So now I've learned how to do TikTok gifting and how to set it up, which I didn't really know how to do too much. If anyone else with an experience, we're going to see if we do, Wolf Ranger. Welcome to the show. And it's all depending on who wants to come forward. Again, if you want to be a guest, you have to have 200 followers for audio, 1,000 for audio and video. Seeing the size of a cat. Interesting. Diane Lorio says, my brother just told me he has seen a black mass sitting on the front porch. I don't know if that's paranormal or not. What I would say is to ask for Jesus Christ to assist you, Diane, and to ask Jesus Christ and the Christed beings to assist you to get rid of that. And I would say that I think you have to hit it with the Christed light energies. You're going to have to ask the Christ to come in and help you. So I think that's what you need to do. You need to say that that I am a Christed being of light. Your brother has to say, I'm a Christed being of light. You're to leave and not come back. And if you do that, whatever that thing is, whether it's ET or not, it will have to leave. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, you definitely have to ask the archangels, like Alicia's saying, the archangels and Jesus Christ to assist you. Call on the Christ to assist you, and do that right now. Do that tonight. You see, we never know what people's experiences are. I didn't want to bring that on here for a reason, but I did want to answer what she was expressing about her brother, and I'm hoping they'll do that and that will help them. So again, if you have any sightings of UFOs, if you have any encounters with fairies, if you have any visitations with space people, we'd like to hear your story. Again, the protocol on my show on encounters is no foul language, definitely not. No drinking, no drugs, no vaping, no smoking of any sort on the show. If you are so addicted to your smoking, even though you had an experience of some sort, I don't want to hear the experience because I know that you're more addicted to all those other things. So, yeah. The other thing is you have to be over 18, no kids on the show, and no paranormal experiences on the show. There are other TikTok people out there doing paranormal all the time. We don't do that. We're strictly very focused on the cosmic Christed levels of contact, visitations, all that stuff, crop circles, all that stuff. So that's what we do here. So if you're new to the show, welcome. Just to give you a little bit of a bio about me, I'm from Mars, originally from Mars, which is 10 or 15 million inhabitants. I'm also working with cosmic Christed consciousness. I've done that most of my life. I operate in the frequency of the cosmic Christ. I do workshops where I take people off planet. I'm a radio talk show host on NPR Pacifica Radio for 21 years here in the United States on WESUFM.org, called the Ashtar Command Radio Show, or Cosmic Eye. Sunday mornings. And yeah, I'm basically, I also am a CE5 coordinator in the United States here in Connecticut with the Astro Command Contact Group. Jim says, something tried to contact me through you. Something, huh? All right. Have you seen a psychologist? No. Have you seen a psychologist, 2C? I don't need a psychologist. I could be a psychologist. I got a degree. I can be a psychologist very easily. Actually, I don't need to even have a degree to be a psychologist, but I'd be a cosmic psychologist, you see. I wouldn't be your regular psychologist. Who wants to be a regular psychologist? I'd be a cosmic psychologist. So, no, have you seen a psychologist here, 2C? Are you a psychologist? Have you thought of becoming a psychologist? Interesting things people ask. Welcome to the show. And you're watching the most popular UFO talk show here. Oh, okay, yes. And what's this? A Spinul Din Conserva? I think it's Spinul Din Conserva, whatever that is. What are you talking about, Antichrist? This is a cosmic spiritual talk show on UFOs. Are you interested in the subject? The person that's saying Antichrist, what are you all about? I'm going to read your energy in 2 minutes, whether you're pro Christ consciousness or whether you're Antichrist consciousness. Antichrist 2030. What are you talking about? What is this person talking about, Antichrist 2030? Can you explain yourself? You're on Encounters, the UFO spiritual UFO talk show, right here on social media. Forget about that name, Rabbi. Forget about that name. Cross it out of your consciousness. That is a no name. We don't talk about that one anymore. No name. Oh, he's Antichrist? Oh, he's Antichrist. We're going to have to get him out of here, man. Oh, there's something about that sounds like we need to block them out. They're gone. I was getting kind of weird stuff about that. We had to get rid of that person. Let's see. I want to make sure I got rid of them. Did I? Yeah, they're blocked. They're not going to be able to come back in here anymore. The commander is pretty hip. It took me a few minutes to figure that out. Ah, my co-host down the rabbit hole is on here with the commander. Hey, Rabbit, how you doing?
Day to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear CmdrAleon of the Ashtar Command Sagittarian Council. Happy birthday to you.
Very good. You're a good singer.
Did I miss a troll? Did I
We
miss
just had a
somebody?
troll here, and I knew it was a troll. I had to wait. I was giving them a chance to redeem themselves, but I can see they were going down the negative hole, and I decided to block them. I'm
Yeah,
learning very quickly.
when I tuned in, I saw you saying we don't allow trolls.
No trolls, no antichristed people coming on here, no negativity on here. I am not going to take any of that on my show, and I will just blast them out in the universe. You know, we've learned a lot very quickly. So how you doing, brother?
Did I get to miss what kind of birthday cake you had?
I had a small chocolate cake. My wife bought it for me, a very sweet chocolate cake, and that was just for myself, my daughter, and my wife. And then the weekend, we'll have a bigger celebration with the rest of my family. We're gonna have another birthday celebration over the weekend.
You're gonna have the whole Commander clan at the house?
Yeah, everybody in the house, all the family members and everybody will all be together.
Very cool. Yeah, everybody,
Well,
make sure you're wishing Commander happy birthday.
you know, and this is my co-host James. He's a busy guy. He travels all over the place, but he is here.
And
He's a busy
well,
man.
yeah, yeah, busy guy in the rabbit hole.
I was gonna
We just
say,
we
did
just
you
did
make it?
a. I was going to tell you we just did a podcast episode on the Montauk Project. Are you familiar
Oh
with that?
yeah. Are you kidding me? I back when I did my TV show, the Intergalactic TV Network in Connecticut many years ago, my friend Athena, my friend Soloriel, and people that were involved in the Montauk Project, we all met at a diner, and they were on my show, my TV show, and they came up from New York, and these people were involved in the project. Yeah,
How
I do know about it.
how were they involved? Were they like were they testees? Or-
Yeah, they were. One of them was the testee. One of them had a sign. One was with the signed a contract with the National Security Agency (NSA). There was Peter Moon was the author of a book about the Montauk Project. We went to one of their houses in Long Island. One of them, he had all kinds of equipment, all kinds of electrical equipment, and he had been part of the project. And another person, he is one of the children that was the 5,000 children that were at the Montauk Project. And they had a pyramid in one of the, on the base that was used for time travel.
Wait a second. You said they had 5,000 kids?
Yeah, they had 5,000 kids that were in captivity that they had kidnapped for experiments at the Montauk Project.
Wow.
I've never talked about this, but I know this because I interviewed these people years ago. I know who they
Well,
are.
to me, it was just so interesting to me how, it ties in with not really the ETs, but I mean, some of that field research they were doing in Montauk Project transferred over to like the CIA and all the Black Book projects.
Yeah, and not only that, the Montauk Project coincides with the other thing that was where they had a U.S. naval ship where people went through time travel and they got stuck coming back. I forgot the name of the book.
The Philadelphia
Um,
experiment.
yeah, the Philadelphia experiment is connected with the Montauk Project.
Did you? So wait. Do you know how there's a connection?
Oh yeah, the program of the Montauk Project is the same program that was used by the Navy to do time travel. They were experimenting with time travel on the naval ship. They were able to do it, but they messed up somehow, and people got stuck. Half their bodies got stuck. There was a whole story about that. It wasn't
Wait, there's
public, but
there's even more to this story. So one of the gentlemen that was involved in the Montauk project, his memory was erased,
yes, that's
and
right.
he went back to the facility, and he was like it kind of like jolted his memory. So he's starting to
Yeah,
get his memories back, and this gentleman that he was with said, I was in the Montauk Project and me and my twin brother were involved in the time travel stuff. And his brother was zoomed back to the Philadelphia Project.
right. And Robert Duncan is the one I met. He's a tall man. Robert Duncan, he was one of the children of 5,000 that was involved in the Montauk Project, that was involved in what they were doing. They were involved in time travel in Montauk. In the Air Force out there, when I lived in Long Island as a kid, I didn't know any of this about Montauk. But the Montauk base, we went out there, Ashtar Athena and I and Soriel during in the 90s. We went out there during a blizzard in Connecticut. I lived up north in Litchfield County in Connecticut here, and we took a ferry. I can't believe we did this. It was a blizzard. I took my car, I think it was a Volkswagen. We drove down to Bridgeport and went on the ferry, which was operational, and we went across the Long Island Sound. Was it the Long? Yeah. We went across the Long Island Sound to um, Long Island. When we got out to Long Island, we drove out to Montauk, and it was snowing like it was snowing. We passed a diner. I remember the story. We got out towards the entrance to the base of Montauk, which is it's supposed to be like a park, partly a park, and one half of it's where the base is closed off and fenced up. We got past the base. There was a building Like have like a billing you have to sign in to go through, like a gate. There was
Yeah.
actually a person in the gate at the entrance of the base, which was closed down years ago. So the base actually is functional. The Montauk base, which was called Camp Hero, below the base is an active operational base. On the surface, you would not know that, but it looks like it's desolate and it's not being used. But they do have operational facilities, just like Area 51, below the surface of the Montauk base.
So
Did
let
you
me
know that?
question, did you hear anything about the locals talking about the weather being manipulated?
I never got to talk to the locals, so I have no idea if the weather was manipulated. I just know that when Duncan, who was one of the 5,000, and also there was one other person. He wore dark glasses. He'd always wear these dark sunglasses. When I met him and interviewed him, he was a little bit overweight, and he had a house in Long Island, like a cabin or something, near the water. And I think I don't remember if we went into his place or not. I don't remember going there. But he had been involved with the NSA, with the Montauk Project. Oh yeah, I know this stuff inside out. No one's ever asked me. This is very interesting. You're bringing these things up. That you did a podcast on this, James. I think that's fascinating.
Yeah, it really was pretty fascinating. Just, the little bit of research that we did on it was just, it's kind of freaky. Hey,
It
everybody.
is freaky. It is freaky. But yeah, if you ask me questions, there's certain things I know about it. I never talked about it on the show. But yeah, I interviewed him. There's a guy, Peter Moon. If you look up Peter Moon, he's alive. He published the book about the Montauk Project. You have to get in touch with Peter Moon and talk to him because it's fascinating. And if any of those people are still alive, you might be able to get them on your podcast.
That would be pretty fun, right?
It would be. I think you should. If I have information, I'll give it to you, brother. You know that. And Peter
Yeah.
Moon is the man you need to contact. I don't know what the publishing company is, but Peter Moon.
I'm sorry, I was reading the comments.
Oh, my mom saw a UFO make a Z shape in the sky on Long Island in the 50s. Oh,
Ooh.
interesting, Alicia. Yeah, that's pretty interesting. And that tells you how quickly their technology is, right, James? That they can zigzag like that. You can't do that with a plane or a jet.
No.
I'm going to zigzag my plane and take people to Los Angeles. We'll be there in 10 minutes by zigzagging. Doesn't work.
Soon we'll have that technology here.
Soon, yeah, soon we will. I've seen Shy come into some of my broadcasts here, just popping in and out. So I know I have a feeling she's kind of wanting to somehow come back, and
She's
we'd
been
love to have her back.
handling some intense stuff going on.
I kind of
Whoa.
figured.
Whoa, I said
Oh, are
intense
you?
stuff and my phone
And
crashed.
oh my God, are you all right? You haven't been drinking apple cider, have you?
No, no apple cider for me.
Yeah, and I got still a whole half a gallon left, so we're good. You know me, but it's really interesting.
The show Stranger Things had similarities to the Montauk Project. Yeah, listen, the Duffer Brothers who wrote the show said that that's where they got the idea for the show from, is from the Montauk Project.
Isn't that interesting that they took it from a reality situation I watched Stranger Things. That was fascinating
Hmm.
from a Hollywood sci-fi extension.
Yeah, it is a good show if you're into the
It was.
sci-fi stuff.
It says Joy Causer says Alaska people ending up with implants.
Oh, she's talking about the incident in Alaska with the psychiatrist.
Oh, okay. I think I've heard about that.
Oh man, Commander, they've got police video of the UFO over her house.
Really?
Yeah. Yep, it's pretty intense. They made a movie about it and everything. It's based off of
Yeah.
a true story, and all the police in the town that were involved corroborated the story.
So that makes a big difference when you have the police, James, cooperating. someone's story. It's not just somebody saying it and nobody called. When you have official law enforcement saying it's true, this happened, it really does substantiate the story the person's talking about. Which you want to have that collaboration of information, right? You want to have that knowledge, and I went on. There's a guy named Dr. Blitz. He does these crazy things. You've heard of him?
Dr. Blitz.
Dr. Blitz. He claims to be a doctor or
He's
whatever.
blitzed.
He's blitzed out. He wears glasses and he talks like he's really intelligent. He talks like he's like the authority on every subject. When people get like that, so he was talking about the moon, and I was going to come on and talk about. Did we ever land on the moon? So I said, yeah. Not only do I think we might have landed on the moon, but did you know that we have bases on the moon? And he started giving me this weird look. I said, I've got a photo, top secret photo, that shows that we have bases on the moon. Then he wanted to see it. I said, well, I wasn't prepared to show it to you. Next time I come on, if you're doing a thing about the moon, I will show you the pictures.
Right.
And then I just want to do it, not to have an argument with him, just to see what his response is, pretty much. Other than that, I don't care.
Those guys are all plants by the government.
Yeah, they're definitely plants. They got to be, because then he's saying he's talking to me. He says, "Oh, yeah, that's breaking the law. If what are you talking about breaking the law?" I said, "I'm disclosing information that's true. What are you talking about breaking the law?" So I was only on for a few minutes. I said, "I'll come back and show you the photo in your audience, and I will prove to you that we have 5 lunar bases and a crater on the moon." I don't think he believed
that we're all about breaking the law.
That's right. We are. James and I are about busting the matrix. And if people come in here with their religious stuff, we're going to bust your religious matrix. So beware when people come here preaching to people in comments about getting back to God. I'm already there, man. I don't need someone preaching to me about God or Jesus. Then if you have to preach to me about God or Jesus, then you need to look in the mirror and ask yourself, why are you doing that?
Right.
Why are you preaching to me?
We all operate in the Christed consciousness here, my friends.
Right. And if anyone comes in here not doing it, I have learned very quickly with the help of James to be aware of that, and we will blast them out of the matrix in 2 seconds. We're gonna do cosmic Christed karate chops. But it's been a good day.
Gonna bust out his cosmic karate on everybody.
Cosmic karate, folks. I do have the ability to do that. I haven't used it yet, but I will use it. So if you come in here trolling, I will use the cosmic Christ karate chop on you.
Call it Nananuk Fu? Nananuk
Fu? So it's all good. It's a blessing. Today was a blessing just to relax. We went on this morning. I will transfer all these shows onto TikTok. This morning show I just transferred, the night show. If you miss any of the shows, folks, if you're here, all my shows are on my Ashtar Command Spaceship News YouTube channel, just so you know. You can watch previous shows and catch up with what we're doing here. You can see the beautiful faces of me, James's beautiful face, because we're celebrities, we're humble celebrities. We know we're famous, but we don't let it go over our head. He's being he's laughing because he knows it's true.
I'm laughing because Commander's not only world famous, he's galactic famous.
Galactic famous. That is actually true.
He's actually up for the Galactic Academy Award.
That's right. That's actually true. And that award is free. I don't have to pay. I didn't get paid to do any movies, folks. Now, when we go on the ship, I will. There'll be a storyline I'll come back with when we go on the ship with a few people in a few months. I will definitely videotape live on encounters, the outside of the craft. But when I go in the craft, my technology won't work. When I come back out, I will bring back things. I will see what I can bring back that will help our planet. And he wins a lifetime. Fenton Ferry says, and he'll win a lifetime supply of apple cider.
You better watch out. Listen, if these ETs are hanging out with friends with fairies, you better watch out for them, Commander, because friends with fairies, she's got all that mischievous fairy activity going on, and one of her ETs might try to take your wallet.
I don't care because there's no money on space.
I thought you were going to say there was no money in your wallet.
You never know what I'm going to say. That's the thing. I can catch people off guard. What I really do want to try is a pearl. The pearl is a watermelon that they grow in their living quarters on their ship. They grow a lot of fruit type and vegetables, but there's a thing called a pearl. April told me about it. It's a very small little watermelon. And if I do try it, I'm going to see if it's a seeded type of watermelon. I want to ask them if I can grow it in my garden. And
Wouldn't that be something?
I'd like to grow a little pearl watermelon.
Alicia said that she's going to give them cream cheese. So this is what you got to do. You got to trade. You got to trade the cream cheese for the watermelon seeds.
Yeah, I could do that. A matter of fact, I think I'm going to do is my gift to my cosmic family on the ship is I'm going to bring some watermelon organic seeds for them to try to grow on the ship. I'm going to bring some of my seeds.
Commander's going to get one of the seeds from the ship and he's going to plant it and he's going to go to bed and he's going to wake up in the morning and it's going to be like Jack and the Beanstalk. This big old vine is going to be all the way up to the sky. And you're not even going to need a UFO. You're going to be able to just climb up your beanstalk to the spaceship.
You know what? That is true. And that's very possible that I'll be using special ingredients in my garden, not earth-based soil. This soil will be used with some liquid. I'll mix it in. All of a sudden, the seed from the plant of the vine will grow up, as James is saying, to the highest levels of our atmosphere. I'll be able to actually climb up that without any fear. There'll be like sort of a cosmic ladder on it, and I'll go zooming up to the top, and the ship will be right there. And I'll go into the ship. And of course, the watermelons will be on the top of the ship. And
I'm picturing Commander climbing that thing like Mario Brothers. You know, when he would climb that little thing. You see Commander with his tie-dye shirt on, climbing up this bright green.
Right. And I'm going to wear my bright new tie-dye I got for a gift. My wife got me a tie-dye that was made by a tie-dye maker, and I'll have to show it to you. I'll be wearing it tomorrow night on my show. It's very bright, and it's like beams like the light of the sun of the universe. It's really beautiful. And I'll be wearing that when I get up the top of the watermelon beanstalk. You'll see me wear that, and you'll be able to see me from the earth.
You better watch out. You're gonna meet Nananuke, and he's gonna say, "I will trade you my seeds for your domicile." And you're gonna go back to your house. You're gonna say, "Hey, honey, this is Nananuke. He's gonna be living with us now." And he gave me some magic beans.
You know what I should do is I don't know if they can drink apple cider. I don't know if their systems will, physically, if that's something good to give them or not. I'll have to ask April if they can drink apple cider. If they can, I'll bring some apple cider on board the ship with me or something like that.
I already know that Friends with Fairies, she hangs out with those fairies in the yard drinking their mead and stuff. And I'm telling you what, you're going to get on that ship and there's going to be the big Klingon guy and y'all are going to have to drink with him.
Yes, the big Klingon guy with the big hat on saying, "Hey, Commander, let's sit down, and I need a gallon of your apple cider."
He's going to say, Earth. "Drink with me."
Let's drink with me. And he won't drink out of a glass. He'll take the cap off the apple cider gallon and just now chug it down. Just the space command will be
something. Wouldn't it be something if, like, in the space casino, apple cider is like their alcohol to them, and then you get there. And you're like, "Oh, I drink this all the time." And then they start betting on you, like who could drink the most, like in those movie scenes. And you see Commander sitting across from this drunken alien.
You know what? If I didn't have fermented apple cider, I can probably I shouldn't try to do this because they might be listening. I could bring in a couple of gallons of apple cider, and we can have a fun drinking contest with my space family. I can drink a whole gallon of apple cider on the spaceship. Would that be fun, folks?
April, you better not slip nothing in the Commander's drink. We got our eyes on you.
Well, it's going to be when we go on the ship again. I think in the next we're doing the C5 events. The C5s are not where we're going on the ship. That's going to happen a month or two afterwards. I'm going to have more information, James, on that. Well, it's too soon, but in the next month or so, I should have more information about how that's going to work, and everybody will be we'll give you the information as I get it. It's all brand new, so we're so excited in having redirected our energies, and finally, I'm more excited about seeing my brothers and sisters on my non-biological cosmic family that I don't remember who they look like, because why would I remember? I was born here to forget. We're all born here to forget, and then we have to remember what we're doing. But I can't wait to hug all of them. It'll be a very beautiful thing to hug them and get to have that expression of love that they have for me. And I'm sure they're just as excited for that time to come when they like walk through that doorway of that ship with a few other people like April and a few of the others. And all of a sudden I see them. I'm going to be so excited. You can't believe how excited I'll be.
Commander, I'm just picturing you go to the CE5 and you got your wife with you and the whole family, and the spaceship comes and lands, and all of these beautiful Palladian women come out of the ship and they're like,
Oh boy.
Commander! And then your wife will be like, wait a what? All these alien ladies sure do know a lot about my husband.
Yeah, I
You see, look at him, guys. He's over there, that little Palladian devil him. Look at him all giggly over there.
no, but no, all kidding aside, it's going to be beautiful. It really will be. The excitement, the energy I have, I feel like I'm getting downloaded information, which is good. And I'm just naturally a person that all my life I've been downloading information. I think he's blushing. Well, that's because my screen is darker, so you can't tell if I'm blushing or not. No.
Yeah, what's up with you in the dark today, Commander?
It's something with this stupid TikTok thing. Like I bring on a guest, and all of a sudden I don't know how to adjust the brightness on the TikTok. Now I've got the brightness on my
Turn
phone
on the
up.
dang light in your room.
I have light on here, so if I go out of this, let me just show you something. Let me see here. I'm going to go to the enhance thing, and let's see. Now this is me right here, and it's still the same.
Oh, we
It's
got to
my
get you a
screen.
light in the front. We got to get you a front-facing light.
Oh, I
You
do
see
have a
all this
front-facing
light on
light.
my face?
I do have one of those lights for the camera. It's so bright, it's almost like blinding, but I could use it.
Right.
You know, I
Yeah.
could.
The people want to see that beautiful face.
Yeah, you will. When I'm on tomorrow night, it'll be normal, but I got to figure out what's doing it. It could be you paused your live before, then started it back up, and you were fine. Let me see if I can pause. My pause mode thing is not working. It's like it's supposed to. I'll try pausing myself here, but it doesn't seem like I have the ability to pause. I'm not pausing at all. I can't pause.
Yeah, he can't pause the live. They'll end the live, and he didn't even get all of his birthday likes. You guys give Commander 100,000 likes on a Sunday, but on his birthday, oh, not even close.
Oh no! I'm starting to cry there, James. I got some compassional gifts there. No, I got actually.
I have a special guest for you and all of the viewers.
Yeah, I got the. By the way, before you do that, the hanging lights. I just set up a couple of 8 hanging lights as gifts for people to give me. So the hanging lights gifts are on there now. So if you want to do hanging lights, that's the new gifting. I just added those. I did hats before, baseball hats. Now I'm doing actually those hanging lights. Yeah, spirit. There you go. Go ahead, James.
I have a
You got
special guest for you.
friends and furries. Thank you.
Hey, everybody. This is Jamie Devine from the
Thank you,
Arcturian
Venus.
Council coming to say hello and happy birthday to Commander. Happy birthday Mr. Commander, happy birthday to you.
Thank you
So,
very
did
much.
everybody hear about the Palladian that walked into the bar?
That's James's sister. She's a twin. James James has a twin sister. He's a guy, of course, but the sister who you just saw, don't get. She was watching the show sitting next to him off the screen. That's why she has that kind of hair. That's his sister. That's James's sister. Her name is Jasmine.
No,
Jasmine. His name's James. What, James?
that's Jamie. That's
Oh,
Jamie.
Jamie. Jamie.
She
You know.
she's in and out of the rabbit hole worse than me.
Yeah,
She
she
is the
is.
rabbit hole.
And he has a kind of a beard. She's kind of like faking it a little bit with the glasses. But Jamie is his sister. They share a
She's
bed
got a
together.
hormone problem though. She's got a little bit of hair on her chinny
Yeah,
chin
yeah.
chin, but that's
She
okay
she's
because we like our women el natural.
well. That's because she came from the Bigfoot colony, and that's why she
She
still
was
looks
a
a little
goody
bit
goo
weird.
goo.
Oh no, he's gonna
remember,
fall off the chair.
remember,
He's
remember
gonna.
the Eddie Murphy joke about the Bigfoot and the your wife
Yeah,
is
yeah,
a
yeah,
Bigfoot,
yeah.
and she said
But
goody goo goo.
I want James' head to fall off. His head might just fall off his body if he keeps laughing too hard. Oh no, I don't want to. Want to fuck with that.
I gotta turn it off. I'm gonna die.
I don't want that to happen, James. I know I have influence on you, but not that much. That's why he is such a good co-host. He has a great sense of humor. We love him. It's definitely he lost it. See, I can get my composure back. But if I lose it and I start laughing, with family members, someone says something, and if I start laughing, then it's like, forget about it. You don't want to see me end up doing that on here. I'll lose it, and then I won't be able to come back on the screen again.
Commander, it would be like sitting at the table in the Nutty Professor when they're all
Right,
farting with each other.
right. If we were at the last table of the Last Supper, James would be talking about jokes, and Jesus would be laughing so hard he wouldn't be able to do the
If I
blessings to the
if I
food.
was at that table with Jesus, he'd be like, "Wait a second, this place ain't that bad."
So we love you all here. It's coming up to about 1:14 in the morning, and we're still here. We'll be here till about 1:30 a.m. Eastern. We're at 66.2 to be all kidding aside. We need to get to 100,000 likes here. My goal is to get to 100,000 followers before summer, which will put me at another level to expand more and reach more people here, which we want to do. And James is our co-host. He comes in when he can in his busy intergalactic schedule. And we want to just welcome everybody here
Yeah,
with us. And if
we got
anyone
to
has a
do a
story
shout
to,
out to Shelly. Hey, Shelly, I gave her a
hey,
nudge.
Shelly. You gave her a nudge. Hey, Shelly. Blessings to you, Shelly Stardust, always. And let's see here.
Shout out to all of our friends, Kit Kat, Courtney. Where's Julie? She
Julie should be here somewhere. Julie should be around. But I'll tell you, Alex told us a great story earlier. He was from El Salvador originally, and I gave him some pointers of how to reconnect with his star family. And I'm really hoping in the future, when he does that, he'll be able to give us some updates. So
I
we
I
are
heard tail end. Is that the gentleman that his wife had coordinates to a hot spot in Peru or Panama?
in Panama, and he said he's
Yeah,
going
I heard.
to.
I heard the end
I
of
followed
that.
him. And I think that there's probably a invisible base because if you're having a ship there or ships land and go in and out of that mountain area, there's got to be a invisible base of some sort there. You know, there's got to be. And definitely we have. Let's see, we have 5 more gifts of the hanging lights. So we've gotten 3 gifts already. We want to get up to 8, a total of 8. So we need 5 more hanging lights to reach our goal tonight before 1:30. Hopefully we will. You're watching Encounters, the spiritual UFO talk show, and we do have sometimes a sense of humor here. I know I've always had a sense of humor. I know James does, but we do take what we do seriously here. But we also like to lighten it up a little bit during the show, and that's what makes the show the way it is, being the number one
I mean,
spiritual UFO talk show on social media.
I like to come in the wee hours at the end of the show and amp up the love and the light.
Yes, he does. And James will share. When we have guests on here, he'll ask questions. He does, uh, depending what the subject is related to this. If you have any UFO sightings happening, if you have any encounters with star people or space beings, you want to share those stories. If you've had any disclosure information, if you want to talk about fairies, if you want to talk about your encounters with crop circles or any of these things relative or Bigfoot, which we do discuss Bigfoot on here,
Yeah, my
Sasquatch.
personal favorite, Bigfoot.
Yeah, of course, because and James will not tell you this, but he has a picture, like because he's not really a human being, James, even though he looks human. His foot is what they call a Bigfoot. Now that,
Commander.
and no,
You know
no,
what they
so
say about guys with big feet? They go through a
right,
lot of shoes.
right. And so when we talk about Bigfoot here with James, he has a different kind of Bigfoot experience. So he doesn't scare anybody because it's only the thing they're going to see is this huge foot on a human being, which is about 20 feet in length. So I don't know how he gets in the house because his foot's so big, but I think he can adjust it. I think he has the ability to change the size of his foot. So
I wish I had those fairy powers to change my size sometimes because this
I
metabolism is
can see,
killing me.
I can see a mini James like walking around, like a mini James walking around the house and talking like this. Wick, 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 I'm James. Wick, 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 I'm down the rabbit hole.
Hey, Commander! Hey, Commander! We're gonna go on the big golden ship.
No, but I just like I said, I have a sense of humor, and so that was just part of my sense of humor with James. See, it's all good, and I think as we go through transformation, elevation, cosmic information, we have to be happy. As we're going through it. Not everybody's story is going to be a story that's been always the best ever, and we've dealt with those stories, and we've helped those people in a positive light. So we're here to help everybody. We're here to have an interactive show where people can share, not be afraid to share their ET encounters with space people, have sightings. We want to hear those stories. And if you have them, don't be afraid. I mean, Alex had been on my show watching it for the whole time I've been on TikTok and finally came up and talked about his story. Many of you who have sightings or encounters, we're not going to bite you. We're not going to hit you over the head and say you're lying or you're making it up. We will interview you and we will take time to validate your experience on our show. So we wish to have people feel confident enough to actually seriously speak about what you've had happen, because there's a whole community out here that understands that. My show, everybody understands it. 30 years ago, as I said, historically, people, if I had a show like 30 years ago, it would help people if this technology was available. That doesn't mean everybody then was at the point where they are now to understand it. Now people are at the point where we are the
Commander was
majority.
like the Elvis of the UFO community back in the day. They were like, Commander, stop with all that Ashtar commanding stuff.
30 years ago, we didn't even have a cell phone. And when you think about it, when we did workshops, we got together. It was through reading magazines. How I met my friend Ashtar Athena for the Sedona Journal of Emergence, which has been on for years from Sedona. They're located down in Flagstaff, Arizona. The publishers, which I know, I used to write for that magazine years ago, and that's how I met Athena, how I connected with her and doing workshops with her, and how I learned about the Ashtar Command. It wasn't through any websites or the internet. It was just through a magazine. There was no internet, you know.
Those those ads in the bottom corner of the paper. It said, apply here for Ashtar Command.
Apply here if you want to connect with us from the Ashtar Command.
You remember
Yeah.
those old Inquirer magazines with like Bat
Oh
Boy and
yeah.
all the UFOs? Remember
Oh yeah.
in Men in Black? In Men in Black, they were like, "We got to go get the news," and
Right.
those were like the actual news.
Right. That's right. Back then, that's all you can rely on, unless you went to a good metaphysical store and they had like Sedona Journal or some of those magazines that were really serious. You would really not know where to go to get information from. And there used to be, I'd always buy all the UFO magazines on the newsstand, because at the time, before there was any internet, the publishing was like there were 3 or 4 international UFO magazines. I pick them up because they'd sell them out so quickly to read all the stories. Now, look where we are. In 2024, you can get all the information here on Encounters. You don't have to read a magazine. It's real information. You're getting real-time stories from people on my show that you're not going to, you don't have to go waiting for something that's a 2-month-old story, from somewhere in a magazine. You get right here, right?
Commander, I have a feeling that there's just somebody in the chat that they've got a spectacular story. They're not even
Absolutely.
texting in the chat. They're just casually watching, and we want to hear that story. Don't be scared to share it with us.
Yeah, we do. And
we're not gonna bite too hard.
We won't bite too hard. And I always like to hear new people. So if you're a new person, hey Tom, if you're a new person, we want to hear from new people that have been a little bit shy about maybe sharing their experiences. And again, if you're new, yes, we do remember you. If you're new, we want to have new people share. You have to have 200 followers if you're new to TikTok. You need 200 followers to go on live on audio. If you have 1,000 followers, then we can have you on audio and video. So I'm always interested in the new people, because the new people, thank you, Down Rabbit Hole, the new people, for the roses, the new people are out there and they have stories. I have some UFO stories. Richard Dolson says, let me see here. And Richard Dolson, we can bring Richard on here.
Yeah.
And again, I just want to let people know, when you tell your stories, no drinking, no smoking, no vaping, no any of that stuff, drugs. Also, no foul language, no paranormal stories, and you have to be over 18 and no kids on the show. That's it. Okay, Richard Dolson, welcome to the show.
How are we doing?
Good. There's a lot of noise in your background. What's going on?
Oh, is there? I'm not sure what it is.
Yeah, you have a lot of noise, man. It's like overtaking audio. Are you outside or indoors?
Well, I'm driving a semi, but typically my headset has good noise canceling, so I don't know why it's not canceling the sound.
Okay, it could be because you're on the semi truck.
It's not too bad there, Richard.
Not too bad. Go ahead, Richard. Tell us your story. Go ahead. Where you're at right now?
So I'm actually traveling to California right now from Arizona.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, good. So tell us, when did things start happening in terms of your experiences?
So the first time I had a UFO encounter was back when I was in grade school.
Okay.
We were out at outdoor school, and we were having a little like bonfire, get together, and out of nowhere we seen a light, super bright, so we were kind of, I don't know, on a hillside, and that light was about level with the tree line.
Yeah.
And it seemed to have it was floating for a good while. And we were all kind of like astonished by it. We were just kind of like, what is that? Is that a plane or?
You just stopped. You said you were wondering if it was a plane, and what happened?
Hold on a second. I think hold on a second.
Now I can just see it now. He's in a semi-truck traveling on a highway, and a spaceship shows up.
That or he's getting pulled over.
Hold on. There's
interference. I think I'm getting sound from something else. I don't know if something's playing on the background. Or what
That's kind of, maybe, I don't know. It could be, well, you said you're in a semi. You're getting really loud. Your semi truck, I can hear the truck. So it could just be the way it is, whatever. We'll be able to deal with it.
I don't know. I heard someone speaking, so I don't know if it.
Wait a minute. You heard somebody speak.
Whoa.
What the heck? You know, weird things do happen on my show.
None of you guys were talking while I was talking, right?
I was just talking
My
now.
voice is pretty unique.
Can I exit out and then
Yeah, let me exit you
come
out
back
and put
in?
you back
Let
in.
me see if there's something else that's
absolutely.
like playing in the background. Sorry, guys.
Okay, no problem. It could be the truck thing or whatever. Let me try to do this. I'm trying to disconnect you. Let me see. Okay, that truck noise is.
I was hoping he was gonna say, "Hold on, they're flying above me right now."
I'm waiting for that to be the whole thing, James. That he comes back on. He says, "You know what? There's like 3 of these spaceships in front of my big truck here on the interstate highway, and wait a minute, there's 3 spaceships. Wait, I got to pull over my semi. I think there's 3 spaceships hovering in front of me." Oh, Richard's back. Let me see if we can get him back on here. And we'll see what happens, folks. This is encounters where strange things do happen. Okay, Richard, you back?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, you can hear you.
Does it sound better?
Yeah, it's what it is. You're good.
Okay.
As long as you can hear us.
Yeah, I can hear you guys perfectly. I don't have that back. It was weird. I think I must have clicked on someone else's TikTok and it was carrying over. So I don't know.
Oh, no worries. You're good.
I couldn't even hear what I was trying to say, but anyway.
We thought that maybe a spaceship got in front of your semi in the sky, and you had to, and you were going to pull over.
That's exactly what it was.
It could be. But go ahead.
So the first time I experienced a UFO, or what we think was a UFO, like I said, was when I was at outdoor school in grade school, and like I said, we were on like a hillside, and we seen that whatever it was super bright, it was emitting no sound at all. And,
okay.
We were all watching it for a good while, and then it just kind of like, I don't know, warp speed just kind of like was gone. We seen a jet. We seen a jet to the left, and it was just gone.
Yeah, so, I mean, it was like a blink of an eye. It was gone, right, Richard?
Yeah. So it didn't have any like lights blinking or anything like that. It was just like, it almost looked like an orb, so to speak. But it was just
interesting. So it was like a circular object. How big was it? Do you know?
It was, honestly, it was so long ago. It's hard to.
Yeah.
If I had to guess, I mean, and the thing is, like, we don't know how far away it was either, you know.
Yeah.
But it wasn't very big from our perspective. I would say, I don't know what to really compare it to.
I mean, how high up was it in the sky? If you had to say how high it might have been.
Like I said, we were up on a hillside, and it was at a tree line. I think we were probably maybe at like 100 feet, something like that.
Yeah. I was just going to say, the PWR source wasn't a satellite, because the way, if you listen to what he was just saying, the thing was doing its thing, hovering a little bit, and then it just zipped out and took off. Satellites can't do that. Spaceships can, but not satellites. Just wanted to clarify that.
We were trying, I mean, you know, obviously the people that were there organizing the whole, you know, outdoor school or whatever, our quote-unquote teachers, whatever. They were trying to, like, tell us, you know, it's just a plane, and just, you know, because some of us were freaking out. But, I mean, I don't remember too much of that encounter. That was that. Then this was probably, I want to say 4 or 5 years ago.
4 or 5 years ago. Okay.
I was camping with some friends in Vernonia, Oregon.
Okay.
And we were on a friend's property, and we're just out there, you know, campfire, you know, just chilling, talking, and all of a sudden, same type of UFO that I seen back when I was at the outdoor school. it was orb-like. It was emitting no sound at all, but it was at a high altitude. But it was.
You say it was this? It looked the same as the original one when you
Yeah,
were.
it was just like a ball of light. It didn't have any like. It wasn't like multiple lights or lights blinking or anything like that.
Yeah.
The strange part was it didn't have like a straight like flight path. It was kind of just like going side to side and just really kind of erratic, and it was just sitting there floating above us. So I don't know if it like noticed us down there and it was just showing itself.
I'm sure it did. Well, based on what you're saying, I think it was the same extraterrestrial craft or beings in that circular craft. When you're telling a story like that, and you said it was the same looking craft as what was there before, the years before that, you're being contacted visually by the same space people that contacted you earlier, years ago.
Right.
Yep,
right.
You were.
And listening to your show and listening to the other people that you've had on and their similar experiences, I was sitting there thinking about exactly that. Is it possible that it's the same type of aircraft that I seen back then? Again.
As a matter of fact, not only was it the same, as I'm listening to your story, I get information. So my information for you, now that I've heard the story, I'm very quick to get the information. I don't know who they are. Did you feel any sense of nervousness, or did you feel good about it? What did you feel?
It was kind of weird because we weren't like afraid. I didn't feel afraid. I felt like it was just observing us or whatever. I don't know. But the weird part is it was just the way the wooded area was around us, if it had gone any further, we wouldn't see it anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it kind of just stayed above us for a little while, and then it like took off.
Yeah.
So that's what we found weird. I'm like, there's no way it's a plane because the way it's just moving around it's unnatural.
Here's what I'm going to suggest to you. There's two things. I want you to download the CE5 app. It's called CE5. It's C like in C. Yeah, CE5. It's an application that if you have an iPhone or an Android phone, you can download it. It's like $9.99. And when you download the CE5 app, learn about the protocol of contact. Because I do believe at this point, telling me the story, the same spaceship, which I call a circular spaceship orb, that was there when you were camping, is the same space people that were observing you when you were driving. So if you download this application, I want you to learn how to focus and meditate on the visuals of that spaceship. When you focus in your consciousness on what the ship looked like, I want you to use cosmic Christed consciousness protection always, but use the C5 application. Surround yourself with Christed light. Just think of it about it like an invisible thing. You're creating this cosmic Christed light around your body and around wherever you are, wherever you go, wherever you might be. So when you do facilitate doing this meditation and using the C5 app, you can actually facilitate reconnecting with that spaceship. Not just the spaceship, but you can also learn how to telepathically ask within yourself consciously, who are you, where are you from, and can you tell me about who you are? And that'll be a telepathic communications with you, Richard. That will be, again, it's not going to be a rapid thing. You're going to have to give it some time, but as you use the application and you learn how to do the meditation and all the things I'm just telling you to do, you will have reconnection with them. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and I've always kind of felt, and I wanted to say, I've always kind of like, even throughout my childhood, I always look up to the stars, and felt like there was like a deep connection. I don't know if any of you have had that before, but I felt like a sense of like at home, like it's home. I don't know how to explain it other than that. It's just like
Oh,
this
you're,
overwhelming
you're
feeling.
explaining it beautifully. It feels like home because they are coming from a world where you, believe it or not, even though you're a terrestrial human being with a biological family that you were born here, you're feeling like you're seeing them and you're feeling, well, I feel like they're coming from where I'm from because you are from beyond Earth, even though you don't realize it completely. Once you go through these processes of meditation, C5, and learning to do the meditations and Christed protection around yourself, I think you'll have verbal telepathic communications with them, which will facilitate potential contact in the future.
Right. And I did have another UFO, I wouldn't say an encounter per se, more so I observed multiple, like a cluster of UFOs is what it seemed to me. Yes. This was, so I live in Arizona, and it was this past summer. I was in the pool with my mom, and I tried to get her to see it, but she doesn't have the best eyes, so she wasn't able to actually see it. But I mean, these things were flying like they were definitely like, I feel like they were in space, but just like it was, like I said, it was a cluster of them, but it was, so a lot of people would, miss, when I tell them, they're like, oh, it's the Starlink or whatever. I'm like, it's definitely not Starlink, because a Starlink, it's like, they're all linked together. This was like, I would see one, and then like seconds later, I'd see another one, and then so on and so forth.
Was it like an armada, like they were in different sections of the sky moving?
Yes.
Yeah, we call that a fleet of spaceships, or an armada of spaceships.
Okay. Yeah, that's exactly what I seen. And I'm like, there's what's that?
What, James?
Where were you when you saw that?
I was in Arizona, in Surprise, Arizona. And like I said, it was like late at night. I was in the pool and just looking up at the stars, and I just had, started seeing like one go by, and I'm like, oh, is that like a shooting star? And I looked further, and I see one after another, kind of following each other, trailing each other.
Yeah.
But they're all just spaced out.
Yeah, they're called an armada. They come from outer space. Or you can call it a Starfleet or armada, or in South America they call them envi, the Spanish word for a fleet of ships, or armada of spaceships. Very, very interesting.
That makes sense.
So you need to record if you have future experiences. Sometimes these things catch you off guard. Always make sure you have a fully charged cell phone and record when you see these spaceships. Record them.
Absolutely, yes. Yeah, and I travel to Nevada and stuff like that too, so I'm always kind of looking up in the skies, hoping to see another UFO or something.
Well, now, when you download the C5 app, I want you to practice using it. So wherever you are, if you're out in the desert somewhere, you might pull over and use the application and see if something happens.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. I'll do that.
And we're at about 88,000. We need to get to 100,000. We're only 20,000 likes away, folks. So we have 179 people here. Please show your support for the show. You can do that by becoming a subscriber. We have we're trying to get up to 8 of the hanging lights. We got 3 hanging lights taken. We need 5 more people to do hanging lights, and we'll be hitting our goal before we sign out of here. So we want to definitely do our goal. We're at 89.7. I want to thank Richard for being a guest. And Richard, I want you to keep us informed down the road when you do these things like the meditation and do the C5. If you have a few friends together that believe in this stuff, get together. You can do it together with some friends or by yourself. And I'd love to hear what happens in the future.
I will do that. I appreciate it.
Okay, well, thanks for being on with us. And that was Richard Dolson. Everybody give him a silent clap on screen. We thank you for being with us here. And safe trips and safe journeys on the road. All right.
I appreciate that. You guys have a good one.
You too as well. And let's do this here. My co-host James Rabbit Hole is here. I'm your host, CmdrAleon. Grace Govender, good morning. Scott Laura 3 says, I see the shadow ships, whatever they are, so I got a night vision. Can you explain what the shadow ships are?
I think he means like cloaked ships.
Oh, cloak ships? Let's see here. Oh, he only has 35 followers. He needs to have more followers, folks. So when Scott gets up to 200, we can have him on here. So he seeks cloak ships. He's got night vision.
Come on, everybody follow Scott, follow Tiffany. We've been trying to get Tiffany follows for like 36 years now, so she could tell us her story.
And she's close. She has 180 followers. Tiffany needs 20 more followers to get to 200. So everybody follow Gypsy, Tiffany Leftwich. She needs 20 more people to tell her story. 20 more. And if people do that, that will be really good. And we'll have her on here on the show. We have it 92.5 here. It's almost 2 in the morning. So please follow her. She will be our last guest for this evening because it is getting late. It won't let you follow. I tried. You should be able to follow her. She's at 190. She needs another 10 followers. I'm looking at right now. She's at 190. Daniel, thank you for the roses. We appreciate it. I do have some hanging lights available. So if you have enough coins for the hanging lights, I have 5 more lights available. I'd like to complete that goal tonight. Thank you for the flowers, for the roses, Daniel. We appreciate it here on Encounters. Thank you for the follow. Jeff, we appreciate it. Everyone following her. Let me see where she is now. We're going to go back to her. She is at 191. Come on, folks. We can do better than that. She's at 191. We have 182 people on here. We should, in a nanosecond, we should have her on to 200. She's at 192. Only one person followed her since the last time I just looked. Let's do it, folks. We have 192 on her. She needs 200. Still going to check. I could be. Let's see here. Let's see if it updates itself here. She only needs 8 more.
Almost
we'll
there.
Get her on.
You better just jump in a bunch of people's lives and say, add me, and then come back. And Grace you better have a good you better have a good UFO story. You better
She has 192 still. I can't
not
believe
mess
that.
Around.
We're trying to get Tiffany on here. I'm checking her out again. She has only one more person that followed her. If you're not knowing how to follow somebody, you press on their profile and press the follow. It'll say follow in red. You press the follow, and that will mean you'll follow that person. So you press the thing that says red follow in white letters, press that, and you'll be following her if you don't know how to do that. And I don't assume everybody knows how to do that. We're almost there. We're almost at 100,000. We're at 94.5 on the screen here. Come on, folks. Let's get the tapping going. We have 188 people all over the world here. We can get to 100,000 easily on the our goals for the likes. Let's do that. Just click on the picture.
Wait. What does you being a Kentucky girl have to do with you having a good UFO story?
She's at 196. So we only need another 5 or 6 people to follow that Tiffany, and she'll be able to come on live on our show here. Let's see here if we can get on.
Country, have you heard Clifford and all our
Kate,
other
people? It's the person right above you, Kate. It's Tiffany. Tiffany Leftwich.
Oh, I can't wait for this now. I'm ready to tell y'all about my UFO encounter.
She's at 199.
Oh, God, come on, everybody. One more.
Let's see where she is here. Here we go, Tiffany. You're now, congratulations. Tiffany has now made it to 200.
All right, everybody. Go get your popcorn because Tiffany's been waiting 36 years to tell this story to Commander.
That's right. That's right.
I'm here. Oh my God.
Hey, Tiffany, welcome. You finally made it. We got you up to 200.
Yay. Thank you.
First time live on TikTok, right here on the best show on TikTok, the
I know,
Spiritual
right?
UFO Talk Show, Encounters. So tell us a little bit about you. Where are you from? And tell us how your journey into the whole ET UFO thing started.
Okay. I'm originally from Prestonsburg, Kentucky. I was born in Pikeville, Kentucky. So, what do you need to know?
Well,
We want to hear
good.
about the dang UFO. We don't need a geography lesson.
We want to hear the
We
story.
want to hear some UFOs.
Okay. Okay. Now, me and
we
my
want to hear the
mom,
story.
we always look for this. We always look at the sky. We've done it for years. That was our thing. Okay, the first encounter, we were looking one night. It was probably when I was 16. We were looking, and for some reason in our minds, we were like, let's look like to our left. So we look, and there's like this mountain, kind of like a hill. So we look over, and there was two ships.
Yeah.
They were huge, and they were octagon. And we looked at each other, we're like, oh my goodness. Okay, in the center of these ships, there was the lights going all the way around.
Whoa.
And there was one at the top, and then at the bottom of the other ship, there was the second one.
Right.
And they were silent. There was no noise. And they were there probably about 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Yes.
Wow.
And we just stood there like, wow. And when they went over the hill, basically mountain hill, whatever, they just went over it. So they didn't disappear into the sky. So I don't know where they went. But they were really low. I'm serious. They were so big. And the color, it was like they were a dark, like kind of like hematite color. You know how a hematite, how the stone kind of has that, you know.
You talking about hematite or hematite or the stone?
Yes.
Hematite, okay.
Yes. That's how the color was. They were like kind of metallic. I mean, but black.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Black. Yeah, yeah. So there was more than one ship, correct?
Yes,
was this day or night?
Two. This was at night. There were two.
At night. And what year was this?
Oh man, I'm 46, so I was 16 then. I don't know. I don't know the year, but but I was 16.
Probably it might have been in the late 70s, 80s, maybe.
Okay, I graduated in 95, so
95. Okay.
I'm thinking maybe 91, maybe.
Yeah. Okay. We'll go with that. 99. Someone says. Yeah. No. Definitely interesting. And so, how did you feel about it when you were watching it for 10 minutes?
I was just like in shock because, you know, we've seen smaller ships before that.
Yeah.
But they were far away, you know,
far away.
And it's like, wow, we really, this was like amazing. There was peace. There was no negativity. It was just unreal.
Wow.
I have another story about.
Yeah, go ahead.
I have a few, but after that one, this might have been, okay, I live near my high school. So, you know, there's football games and stuff at night, you know?
Yeah.
Well, there was a football game, and my mom and dad they walked. They loved to walk at night. We did too. You know, we look at the stars for years.
Yeah.
So I was in the house, but I came out and I just caught the last of what they sing. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know how many people was at the football field, but this is insane. Okay. They seen like they were in a V. They were going in a V shaped. Like
Like an Amada. Amada ships in a V shape, correct?
yes,
Okay.
Amada. I get so excited about it. But
No, it's all right.
well, this is the crazy thing. When they went over okay, you know how the football lights are. I mean, they're bright.
Yeah.
When they
Yeah.
went over it, no joke, the lights went off on the football field.
All the lights went out.
Yes, they went out. And you
Wow.
could hear people like shouting because they just went boom like a jet, but it was not a jet because each
Right.
one had different lights, but they went straight through. And the time my mom and dad was walking back, you know, there was a street and you could see the football field. My mom said, "Oh my goodness." And she yelled for me, so I came out and they went across the sky past us. And you
Wow.
could hear, and
So wait, so not only you and your family saw this, but like pretty much the whole town that was at the football game saw
It's
this.
a football game, yeah.
yes, well,
That's crazy.
Whoa.
Good way, I mean.
and the crazy, there was a gas station like up on the hill, yeah, not really hill on the street.
Yeah.
And you could hear, I guess some people would just sit and park and talk and stuff, you know. Back then, that's all people would do. But you could hear the guys go, "Whoa, what was that going across the sky?" I mean,
Yeah.
it was, and that it went so fast, but it was like you were.
Did you think, now, as you're telling it, was it one ship or many ships?
I think it was many.
Really?
I
Okay,
could be
wow.
wrong, but they were smaller. But you could
Okay.
tell the lights were going across them while they were going. Each light that we seen in that V was
Yeah.
going across the sky, and it wasn't
Wow.
way up. You know what I mean? It was lower because it was
Lower.
so low that the people at the field they seen it. It was that low down.
Wow. That's amazing. And so when did the lights go back on in the field
Yes,
after it passed?
yes.
It did.
When they got to my house, the one, you know, the lights came back on.
Wait, I want to ask you a question. Did the lights all come back on instantly, or did they have to warm back up?
Instantly.
Okay, so
Wow.
Commander, this is really important, and because I've got stadium lights on a few of my properties, and when those
Okay.
lights go out, when they come back on, they go through like this warm up phase.
Yeah.
And so to me, it's crazy that they came on just like boom, like all bright, just
Yeah.
like that. That's pretty cool.
Yes.
That
That's a
is.
very good
Everybody-
detail
oh,
too.
sorry. And everybody was like, "Whoa!" You know, they were just, oh, it was incredible. There was no fear. Because everybody was like, "What? This is a small town." You know, when you're from a small town, a lot of times
Yeah.
the government I'm not trying to be negative, but they want us
No.
to be hush, or they think we're a joke. Seriously, back then, I mean, I'm
Back
sure
then.
now, but growing up, oh, you were,
Yeah.
you know, what's wrong with you? You're crazy, you know.
They try to they try to make you look like you weren't telling the truth.
Right. Yeah, that's how they
Okay.
treated you.
Back then, yeah.
Yeah.
They would do stuff like that.
But, you know, I think there's always something like, oh, yeah, my mom. Oh, gosh, there's so much. My mom, like I told you, she's been seeing a
Thank you,
ship.
Jersey. Yeah.
I'm sorry. She's been seeing a ship, and it comes to her like every night, which I have a picture of what she could get of it, but there's so much vibration and energy that it
Yeah.
look blurry. But It's
Yeah,
so
no, it will.
kind of like an orb, but like in the center, it looks like it's being cut out, like Pac-Man
Oh,
or something.
interesting.
Yeah.
Really? Like a
Yeah.
donut.
Yes. Yes. And it comes to her. But recently,
How,
she's been feeling bad, but she hasn't been going out there because it's cold. But
uh,
this is the crazy thing because this is recently. Okay,
okay.
one night she went out there. She looks, and there it is. And like at the bottom of the ship, um, she said you could see a lot. But when that water kind of came on, there was like three other ships underneath it. They were
Under
smaller
that
ships.
ship.
Yes, they were
So
smaller.
the ship she's seeing sounds like it would have to be a lot bigger than what you visualize it being, correct?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Because she said it was crazy because all of a sudden the light, like a beam, shot like underneath the ship. Like she said, there's no way
Wow.
that's an airplane. There's no way because when it beamed down, you could see the little ships because the lights were going back and forth, like like
Yeah.
normal how they do. She's like, what in the world? And one turned green, one turned like not really red, but
Mhm.
she's not quite sure. But one was green, and I think one of them was like a clear light.
Yeah.
So it's
So
like baby
these were
ships.
like little spaceships, and then
Yes,
the other one was like the mothership.
yes. And
That
this
makes
is
sense.
directly in front of her. She's like, what is
And
going on?
wow. And does she have? It sounds like this is Encounters late night. We're going to be signing off at near 2. The late night UFO spiritual talk show. We have Tiffany as our guest, and she's talking about her mom and these incredible experiences. Is she having these experiences on a regular basis?
Yes. For
Has
the
she had
Whoa.
any?
oh
So this is my next question, and I want you to come back on
yeah.
another night too, because you have other stories, and I think we need to hear them. Um, has she had any verbal contact or telepathic communications with the space beings on this particular type of craft?
Okay, with that one,
Mr. Wolf, I just want to say, Mr. Wolf, we're not ignoring you. Mr. Wolf, we'll have you on tomorrow night. We'll have you on tomorrow night during the show, but I am seeing your comments. So, Tiffany, has she had any contact with?
with this certain ship, she says she
Yeah,
feels things. It's peace, but she knows that it's there for her. If you know what I mean,
mhm,
like it's like I'm here. You know what I mean? Like it's
yeah,
part of her. It kind of makes me emotional, because that's
yeah.
all we've done.
It's probably her star family that's trying
Yeah,
to contact her.
that's why, because we have that connection to the sky,
Yeah,
and it's wild. But now I will tell you, I know you don't want negative, okay? But there
no
is a
negative.
lower vibrational one, and
Right,
she, it's crazy. Like she'll see the one she feels close to, and then that other one will show up. But she's like,
right. But
I
that,
feel bad, and I go back in the house.
well, yeah, I'm going to teach you right now. I'm glad you told me she had that happen.
Yeah.
She needs to protect herself. So this is how she's going to do it,
Okay.
because I teach people how to do this with contact. You want her to just tell herself, I am a Christed being of light, and just use Jesus Christ. Now, I'm not using Jesus Christ's name in a 3D religion. Jesus Christ came from the stars. He came from outer space. He was a very strong, beautiful, loving, Christed being of light, which the negative ETs don't like.
Right.
So what you're going to do is tell her that I'm bringing a Christed protection around my house, around my space, and I'm going to, a matter of fact, not only that, I'm going to do something for her
Thank you.
because I didn't know this. I'm going to send an Ashtar Command spaceship over your location. Where are you located?
Okay, my mom is in Pikeville, Kentucky.
Okay, Pikeville, Kentucky.
Yeah,
So give
Pikeville.
me a moment. And people know what I do that this is actually real. James knows this is real. I've done this for people before. I'm sending one of our ships over to the location. It will be cloaked. about 20,000 feet above her house. There'll be a tensor beam that'll be set up around the perimeters of your location where she's in Pikesville, Kentucky. She'll feel an energy switch in probably after I get off the live here.
3, 2, 1.
Thank you.
Secondly, I'm going to send 20 Ashtar Command space people to our location. They will be cloaked. You will not see them. They will actually connect in the area to make sure there's no energies that are negative in her area trying to come in after the positive space people come there. She's going to be well protected, but you need to tell her that she needs to say, I am a Christed being of light, and I will not allow you to be here anymore. And when she does that, just those powerful words, they will have to leave. They cannot stay.
Right.
They don't like the fact that there is a Christed being from space called Jesus.
And
they don't like that at all.
I feel like that main one that comes to her is protecting her.
Yes, it is.
And
now we're going to put more protection with the Ashtar Command. We're going to blow them out of the water. They're not going to come back anymore. But she has to do the work, though. Yes. She has to. You have to tell her.
Go ahead.
Just put a protection around herself as a Christed being of light, and put a bubble of light around her property.
Yes, thank you. That means
Hey, Tiffany.
Yes.
You were so nervous to come on, but I got to tell you, you do a great job telling those stories, and
thank you.
Yeah, you sound like you've been on 100 talk shows before.
That's right.
So yeah, great job for your first time, your first live, and your first time up here. You did great.
Yeah,
you guys are great.
And I know you have other stories, Tiffany, too. We're gonna have you back. And now you have over 200, followers.
I know.
You can come back anytime you want.
You guys, thank you.
Well, that's what we do on my show. James knows it. We uplift everybody here. We don't want anybody to.
And I had a bad day today, and I messaged. I private messaged you, Commander. I'm sorry. I was like, please pray for me. Because I dealt with so many humans today that really got to me.
Yeah.
Don't message Commander. Send me the message. Because Commander will take him 4 years to find that message.
Well, that's because I'm off planet half the time. That's why.
But I just felt crazy afterwards. I'm like, oh my goodness, he's going to think, who's this girl,
No, what I want you to do is put a Christed protection around yourself at work. I always do that when I work. Yes. I have selenite crystals.
Yes.
So you might want to get some high amp selenite. Oh, you do? Okay. Yes. So just put yourself in a Christed level of consciousness and say, I am protected. No matter what happens with humans around me, I am not going to be affected. And I guarantee you, you'll be fine.
Yes. Because I have a metaphysical shop. So I know, I know what I need.
Oh, you have a metaphysical. That's right. You have a metaphysical store. That's right. You do.
Yes.
I remember that.
It's a little mobile.
You do have
but it's cool.
Okay.
I travel.
Hey, mobile is good.
Yeah.
You travel.
Look at him.
All right. Well, that's James's sister. Her name is.
I just want to come on and say hi to my country sister Tiffany. I'm from the South too, and I'm not as refined as she is, but I think we'd be mighty fine friends.
That's
right. And Jasmine is looking for dates. So on Encounters, we do try to have cosmic connections, and I think Jasmine, we can find you somebody here that is of a higher consciousness that can work with you. There is hope.
He is a man.
There's hope for you. He's actually a Hollywood star. He does different things. He's a stand-up comedian in Hollywood, and sometimes he doesn't know when he's acting or not. He kind of forgets who he is. So we're trying to help him out here. He does those commercials with. He's going to be on the new Coke commercials pretty soon.
That's right.
And I think Pepsi tried to get him, but they lost out on the deal.
You know what? He looks like me when I was in the 80s, okay?
I'm a time traveler from the 80s. I've got my hair done nice. And I'm here to tell all of you to make sure tomorrow when you go outside into the world, you are spreading love and light and happiness and walking the walk of peace and love, baby.
That's right. Jasmine knows her thing, and that's why James likes Jasmine, because that's his sister. And she has a little bit of they're twins, so she had a beard when she came out as a baby. And James, he had a beard too, but he was the male aspect of her. I don't know. It's a whole thing hard to explain. I'm just kidding, folks.
You're funny.
I think James is now falling on the floor after I said that, and he's
Probably
going to have
is.
to get his composure back.
Or flipping his
But it is
beard.
2:06, but I want to say I love everybody here. It's been a great show. Mr. Wolf Merchant will be on tomorrow night at 11 when we start our show. I'd like to have you on as our first guest. I want to hear your story. I'm following you, so definitely we'll have you on, brother, tomorrow night. I multitask, so I'm reading your story. It's very interesting. We're going to have you on tomorrow night, and that goes for we'll definitely do that for you. Tiffany, it's been a blessing. We're glad we got you up here to over 200 followers, and that will grow to the point where you get to 1,000, and you'll be able to come on visually on audio.
You get to see
And
my
James
face.
is back. Say again?
You get to see my face.
We get to see your
Yeah.
face. That's right.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll look prettier than James's face, so I expect that will be. James is good looking. His sister looks better with the sister he had on before with the beard. She looks really good. She looks great. James, don't get jealous. Your sister's just a good looking gal.
That's right. I love you guys.
All right, folks. We love you too. And we love you, James. We love everybody here. I want to thank you. It is getting late. I got to get some
Good
sleep.
night.
Thanks for being on Encounters, everybody.
Good night,
We'll be on
everybody.
tomorrow night. Good night, everybody.
Good
Thanks
night,
for the gifts.
Courtney. Good
Well,
night, Julie. Good night, Kit Kat. Good night, Shelly. Good night, John
night.
Boy.
Okay, you're not from
And-
Kentucky.
Yeah, he's from
Just playing.
I don't know where anymore. He's from down the rabbit hole.
And last but not least, Sillamore. We're not requiring people to have followers. TikTok requires them to have a certain amount of followers.
Yeah, that's TikTok. So so you have 30. So to get on live, we don't require TikTok. You have to have minimum 200, which is good. They used to never have that. It used to be 1,000. So when you get to do Salamore to 200, we can have you on the show. It's a TikTok thing, not us. So as you get to learn about TikTok, once you get to 1,000, but as you get to 200, just like Tiffany, we can bring you on here and you can tell your encounter stories with us on the show. That's all it is, like James said. All right, everybody, have a good night. Take care. Well, this show is going to be on my YouTube channel tomorrow. Astronaut Command Spaceship News. Tiffany, take care. Have a good night. And everybody, will see you tomorrow evening.
Bye-bye.
Bye.